what you're missing. Go tell your family. Here comes the enemy, blowing up the spot tech remedy. Everybody get up, sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Father make you get down now. Bring it on, bring it on. Everybody get up, sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Father make you get down now. Bring it on, bring it on. Keep it moving on, keep it moving on. Be the resident president of the fifth element. Jimmy Flies took a stone cold's how I'm hitting them. Better get together, put your hands in the sky. Stick 'em up, punk, hit 'em low, hit 'em high. Now I'm the bad boy that you invite for dinner. Ain't got no manners 'cause I eat with my feet.
Good morning, everybody. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Satan, good to see you. Mrs. Scarlett, hello. Ray is here. Ray, we're going to watch Neo Tarot. We are. I put it up. I have the tab up. Thank you for suggesting that, by the way. Hey, Tia. Hello, Elizabeth. Good to see you guys. Kara and Letizzy. Love the intro. I'm obsessed with that song. I don't care how old I am. Like, I will still be jamming up to that song. Okay, so today, I figure we could just do a quick Foodie Beauty recap. She is rude, by the way. A quick Foodie Beauty recap. She went live yesterday. It was boring. Like, it wasn't really worth talking about. But what is worth talking about is what people are saying on Twitter. People are paying attention to how she keeps getting subscribers. All these new subscribers. By the hundreds. So a lot of people are thinking she's buying subscribers. They're tagging YouTube. She also has a whole new audience that people are noticing, people who only speak Arabic. So I don't know. People are saying she joined this group for support. So we're going to head over to Twitter, talk about that, and we're going to watch more of Who the F Did I Marry? I also found, I didn't go find this guy. Let me reword it. I wasn't going to look for this guy, right? The ex-husband, Legion. Wasn't going to look for him. But one day, yesterday, I was just on YouTube and somebody put a community post of him up and like smacked his picture up there. So then I went digging a little bit. And I found his response to everything. He's basically calling her a liar. And he said that she's the one who cheated with somebody named Bradley. So I don't know. And then like, I was looking at him and he's not somebody that like I would jump through hoops for, but then look who I dated before. So I don't know. If you guys want to see it, I think I put the clip up on my channel somewhere unlisted so we can watch it. It is going to be fun. Sending you Ray, I took the rest of the week off to get better. You're feeling better, but definitely shouldn't be at work spreading cooties. You're smart. Just rest up. Brodella, hello. She needs to make her story a novel. I hope so. Yeah. So he says she's a liar. She's the one who cheated with somebody named Bradley. I don't know if she ever talks about a Bradley, but I'm assuming he's lying because he just looks like a lying liar who lies. And he said that they tried marriage counseling. It didn't work. And then he made this comment almost like he's shopping around his story. He's like, I don't know where I'm going to share it or with who yet, but I'm going to share it. And so I don't know. This guy's something else. Hey, Miss Kara, I'm feeling better. I'm so glad you're feeling better. Nightmare. Hello. I don't believe a word of that shit either. I don't either. He just is a jerk, in my opinion. So we're going to go to Twitter first, you guys. And then I think we'll watch the Neo Tarot video on Who the F Did She Marry? And then we'll watch a few more episodes. So we're on 31. We last left off at 30. So we're going to be doing, I think, 31 through 44. I don't know if we can cover like all of it today, but I definitely want to watch at least like 5 with you. He's Foodie's twin flame. Yeah. He says they all cheat. Oh my gosh. She's getting so many blessings. Yeah. You guys were telling me in the chat yesterday that she's going to make it to London. Like her trip is paid for. Everybody wanted to help out. And I think that's so amazing. I believe her. Like, I know he's trying to make her sound like a liar, but you don't come with that many details and receipts. And like, she knows everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no possible way, in my opinion. Okay, so let's head over to Twitter first. Let me share the screen. He's probably still in his car. Probably. He's probably like all this attention that he's now getting, he's probably like choosing or like doing research on his next victim. Like, who really wants to get married right away? Who's overly religious and won't believe in sex before marriage, so they'll want to marry me on the third date? Like, he's probably already choosing his next victim. Oh, wait, did I show the right screen? Yeah, I did. Okay. Wait, let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys. I can spot a liar, her eyes scream truth. Yeah, she can't be lying. Some have lived the same. Yeah, I believe her too. I believe her too. I think that guy is just thirsty and, like I said, looking for his next victim. But hopefully people know now listening to her story to stay away. So we are on my Twitter, by the way, if you're looking for a really good song to listen to. Take It Easy, Love Nothing But Bright Eyes is so good. All right, had to do my little music shout out. So Salt and Sass says, basic light cleaning and a load or two of laundry, and you're again bedridden due to pain and exhausted at 39, ma'am. Yeah, so I guess she was exhausted. We saw her cleaning vlog where she like squeegeed a floor. That's pretty much it. Like, I don't know, but she made it sound like she cleaned the whole mansion. So I guess maybe during her live she was complaining about her pain and exhausted and bedridden. Like, she didn't do anything. Nothing. That should be scary. If you can't do 3 little squeegees on a floor, and it's one of those big things she was mopping with. It's not like she was on her hands and knees doing it. You might want to reevaluate your life. If you're bedridden just from doing that, you might want to reevaluate your life. Okay, Balzark, let's see. Oh, you guys, so this is a clip of Snoop Dogg who can still dunk at 51. Like 51. So Balzark retweeted it and said, Foodie Beauty, while you mock religion, condescending a righteous attitude in between anti-Semitic rants, remember this. Snoop Dogg is dunking at 51. You're taking a nap after switching the laundry at 39. Isn't that wild? At 39. She literally just switched the laundry, did 3 little squeegees on the floor, and she's bedridden again. What the hell? I love Snoop. I love Snoop. Okay, let's keep going. He's still got it. What is this? Oh, so this came in about Ruby Frankie. It says, parenting YouTuber of 6, Ruby Frankie sentenced up to 60 years in prison for child abuse. Frankie's abuse came to light after her youngest son escaped the home. I'm not going to go into details. It's very, very sad. I hope she, you know what, I'm going to sound horrible right now, but she's a horrible person. I hope she gets back in jail everything she's done to the kids. And I hope she serves the max sentence. I don't know if she will. But people like her can't stand to lose control. And I'm kind of loving that she will have no control in jail at all. You have to ask to do anything. Anything. You can't look even the people in the eyes. You can't look at the like, she's gonna have no control there, and it gives me life. It like truly gives me life. Yeah, that psycho deserves it. Ugh. Smoke weed. Yep. Okay, so here's Foodie Skin. And Autumn Fairy said, did she contract this from a camel? It looks like ringworm. Oh, where did it go? Oh, I made it bigger, I guess. So it says, it looks like ringworm on her cheek. Or did she give the camel something? This is not normal. Jesus. I don't know, but I'm about to lose my, like, breakfast. So I'm going to click out. It looks like ringworm. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I've seen it on animals. Does that look like ringworm to you guys? Yeah, you reap what you sow. Exactly. Isn't that okay? I'm done. Thank you. Let's keep going. So that's what she looks like. Aren't we all jealous? I know I am. Here's some comments from Foodies Live that we miss, captured by Kelly. Everyday Messy Girl said, did you make salad dinner tonight? And then she also asked, you said before that you'd already read the Quran, though. Because she was saying she hadn't read it. Do you guys remember her? I mean, she was saying before that she had read it. But yesterday when she held it up during her vlog, like, that book's never been opened. Like, it hasn't even been cracked open. You can tell when you open a book it doesn't go back to its natural like new form, especially if you're reading it, pages get bent, the book gets bent. But anyway, she had told us before that she read it, and I think she ended up saying when somebody asked like, have you read it or can you quote something, she's like, no, but I want to, and I'm going to take classes. I did hear that. Anyway, so Messy Girl said, you said before that you'd already read the Quran though. Kaz said, Allah said that Salah had an operation on his bottom. Is that true? Okay, now it gets really small. And I am old. Okay, so Messy Girl also said you should do a day in the life solo going out vlog. It would be a challenge, like walking to the store to do shopping. Too Cool said, I saw a theory on Twitter that you hired Sarah Jane to film your videos walking around Kuwait. Leslie said, everyone goes at their own pace. How many Christians actually read the Bible every day? You know, I get what you're saying, but like not everybody brags. Like they know, you know what I mean? Like not everybody comes on quoting the Bible and like saying that they're the perfect Christian and you should follow them. And then like, you know what I mean? Like not everybody's doing that. So other people's faith or what they do or how they read doesn't really matter. Like Foodie's the one cosplaying here. Let's see. So Messy Girl also said, you said you were on page 55 of the Quran. I don't mean to be rude, but didn't you take is it Shahada over a year ago? And the Messy Girl also said, will Salah be stopping by to say hello to us Beezers? Joe said, you can see the weight loss from your side profile. Keep it up. So awesome. Joe also said, are your teeth okay? You look like you're in pain when you eat. And then NL said, proof of life of Salah? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he lives there. I don't really care about him though. What did you guys say? Oh, Hugh! Hey, I do too. Although if it's a talk of who I'm suspect, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I clearly missed a lot. Hey, Jenny, good to see you. Hey, Anonymity. Hey, everybody. Shelly, hi. If she had to read a page a day, she should have read it multiple times by now. Yeah, definitely. Queen said, Messy Girl always trolling LMAO, even in that last Dark Side Becky video. Yeah, at first I wasn't sure. But then I noticed they started asking about Salah a lot. And I think that's when we started keeping our eyes on them, right? And then we started noticing it was definitely like a troll. And then now we're rooting for Messy Girl. I hope she never gets blocked. So Autumn Fairy shared this and tagged at Team YouTube. So the original post is by Hidden Truths. And they say, this is just odd. Now she's at 99.2K plus 200. So we're going to read tweets where people are calling out like how many subscribers she's getting. And it just keeps going up and up and up. And it's just, like I said, odd. It's very, very odd. I wonder if she's trying to get the plaque by her birthday. I've seen this theory going around. So she's like buying a ton of subs so she can get the plaque for her birthday. But you guys, she's never going to get this plaque. They seriously go through your channel. If you've ever been demonetized, if you've ever been banned, I think there's even like strikes on there. I could be wrong about that, but like they have a bunch of rules and Foodie's like broken a bunch of them. So you know what, Foodie? I hope that you seriously think you're going to get this plaque. I really hope this for you. I hope that you stay up at night dreaming about it, because it's going to be really hilarious when they decline it and they don't send you one. And instead you just get a bumper sticker for the car that you don't even get to drive. Gonna go prepare my next mukbang. Effing starving. What sounds good, girls? Wait till she gets paid. She'll get to one. She will, Shelly. Yeah. Yeah, no, she's not getting it. No, but let's let her think she is, actually. So Shep said, someone on Bad Seed's latest video said she joined some kind of Arabic group. I'm probably going to say this wrong. Is it Takat? Takat, however you say that. So it says, so she joined this group who will promote her channel. They said, don't know if this is true, but it would account for all the new large subs and suddenly lots of Arabic comments in her latest video. That makes sense. Witcha Machine said, this is a good theory on Foodie Beauty's future plans. Wait, wait. Let's read the original tweet first. It says, theory. She keeps saying maybe she will travel as a 100K celebration. She's gonna coincidentally hit 100K via buying subs right around the time she has to leave for her 90-day visa run. And then Witcha Machine said, this is a good theory on Foodie Beauty's future plans. I'll add another twist. I do not think she's going to get on a plane. Too painful. Better in the Temu mobile. Even if it's multiple hours, she's practicing up with long drives and know they could stop any time for a leg stretch. Interesting. Duchess of Langley said, Foodie Beauty, I'm going to need you to do something interesting soon. Ma'am, we cannot go on like this. It's been brutal. Watching Foodie, it's like I'd rather go get a tooth pulled sometimes. Like, ugh. Hey, Love of Crafts. Doesn't she strike and report channels too? Yes. Wonder if that goes into consideration as well. Possibly. She's tried to strike me before. Well, she did. And then I fought it, but at the same time, I was like going to fight it. She put up this community post on like how she was sorry and she was going to try to drop it. So I'm not actually sure which one happened first, if she dropped it or if I just won I don't know. I'm not sure. But she has struck people before. She has. Um, she can't even walk for 10 minutes. No, she can't. She can't even clean for 2 minutes. So Mo Translate said, no plate for Salah in the video. No portion of food for him. His clothes are not in the laundry. I don't know when she will come to the realization that she isn't legally married to Salah and that he doesn't actually claim her and she lives alone. We didn't see her washing his clothes. We didn't. That's odd. There was a few things. Yeah, there wasn't a serving for him. Nothing. She never everything she films, she's doing for herself, not for him. It's weird. So these are pictures. Oh, hold on one second. Okay, read what you posted and break her heart. Okay, hold on. I think I have the chat pulled up on my phone. Hold on. Hugh said, we know you lurk over there, so review that. You're wasting money allegedly purchasing subs. Foodie, you're never going to get it. You're never going to get the play button. I don't know how to break it to you, but Hugh said channels are subject to review before awards are issued. That means rewarding creators that keep their accounts in good standing without copyright strikes, community guideline violations, or artificially increased subscriber counts, among other criteria. You're screwed, Foodie. I can't wait to see the rage, though. Will you rage when you don't get it? And it's straight from YouTube, Hugh said. Okay. So these are some pictures of Howie, whatever you want to call him. Autumn Fairy said, does this look like the same hamster to y'all? 3 months ago, 1 month ago, and today? Maybe I'm wrong. And I said no, because this does not look like the same hamster to me. Okay, so they circled and highlighted all the markings. So really zoom in and pay attention. And you guys tell me if you think this is the same hamster. I'm pretty sure I know your answer. Okay, so there's one picture. Here's another. Is this the Howie that had possibly the ear mites? Because remember there was a Howie that had holes in his ears. Interesting. Hold on, I'm going to go back. Okay. The markings aren't in the same spots and the ears look different. To me. This one doesn't have ear mites. This one has something going on. What do you guys think? Hamsters can change color, true. Poor Howie number 50, right, Leslie? See, I told y'all, everyone thought no, you're not. She pays him monthly to be her personal mover, driver, and door dasher. Yep. Definitely. I think it's a different hamster, too. The markings, while colors can change as the hamster gets older, the markings don't up and move places in the body. I've never seen that happen in all my 40 years, but I guess it's possible. I mean, anything's possible. She had some guy from a local restaurant super chat her the other day offering to please let him send them some food from his restaurant. She jumped on it and told him to message her. Oh my gosh. Blondie said, way darker color too. I don't believe it would go. Yeah, I don't, they all look different. It's not the same hamster. I don't know why she lies. And I don't know why people keep giving her hamsters. Like, quit selling them to her. She can't take care of them. Judge Judy said, where's your husband's anal abscess? I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that shit, literally. Literally. I don't know, and I don't care, and I'm glad I don't have to deal with an anal abscess. I'm just so glad. I'm happy. I'm glad later tonight I get to go about my life and not have to worry about that or being pooped on or nothing. In all my years of owning a hamster, I've never seen that before either, Blondie. She's hinted he's at the end of his lifespan. I think she's sick of buying new Howies. Oh. Hugh said, imagine giving a random local dude your address. Foodie used to sleep with married random men she never met. So, I mean, are we really shocked about that? Like, oh, this song was so good. I just had to post it, but I can't play it because YouTube will strike me. The Stone, while Dave and Tim were playing in Mexico, they did so well. All right, I'm going to keep scrolling even though I really want to listen to it. The Goth said she pretended to clean and threw junk in the air fryer. Wow, impressive. Yeah, and she was exhausted after that and bedbound. Taylor Talk said, as the Fupa world turns, Foodie Beauty looks rougher by the day. It's sad. She looks like she's been dragging her cheeks on bricks. Yeah, that one picture of her we saw earlier was rough, like so rough. She looks sick. She doesn't look well. I remember we were watching remember a few days ago when we started watching like a video of when she was still with BB and how her skin looked. Like it looked really healthy then. Like it even had a glow to it. It was nice. And her skin now is awful. Her eyes look sick all the time. She just looks really bad. Nana Spike T said, so is Slaw Sultan of Pooh still in hospital? Well, thankfully, Foodie Beauty seems to be getting around just fine, bending and lifting with such ease. Hooray! No more sciatica. And let's see. Mrs. Floopa Booty said, I don't know about y'all, but I think she deserves a Razzie nomination for the latest vlog. Okay, let's see. Congratulations to Foodie Beauty for her 2024 Razzie Award nominations. And it says worst performance in the boring vlog, worst portrayal of a housewife, worst portrayal of a real marriage, worst portrayal of pious, worst portrayal of someone trying to control their diabetes, worst portrayal of sciatica. That part right there. That part right there. PI said, I have been saying this for a while. This is all being orchestrated so Foodie Beauty reaches 100K by her birthday. And It's Me said she bought another 100 today. So 300 in the past 2 days. It's gone up more since then, by the way. Yeah, I think like that theory makes sense to me. So if that's truly what it is, like she's going to have the worst birthday ever once she finds out she's not getting it. And I love that. I love it. Because skin is an organ. All her organs are struggling. Facts, facts. They're screaming for help. Let's read a few more, and then I really want to get into the who the F did I marry stuff because I was so bummed I didn't go live and talk about it last night. Let's see. Oh, Dee Dee says, I don't know how to say their name, but I'm just going to say it that way. This was just a few weeks ago, but now he is having gallbladder surgery, and it's her clip talking about his toenail surgery. Oops. Okay.
But he's busy too, and he's not very well, with his health, like a little bit, like he needs a procedure too and everything. So we will need the help. A maid that cooks, yes. Yeah. He's so young to be in bad shape. He's not really in bad shape. Like his body's okay, but he's had a lot of like problems with. I've already told you guys about that before with his ingrown toenail coming back. It's really stubborn. It's weird.
When you talk about something, like this part always confuses me. When you're talking about somebody who has like health, the way she said it would make it seem like he had health problems, right? Like he has problems. He's in good shape, but he has problems. An ingrown toenail, like she's making it sound like.
And but nothing like super. There's nothing wrong with him like health wise to his
Oh,
like,
okay.
organs or his body or stuff like that. But he's busy too, and he's
I'm playing it again, sorry.
not very well, with his health, like a little bit, like he needs a procedure too and everything. So
He's not very well with his health because he has an ingrown toenail. Oh my gosh, I hope she's planning the funeral. Gosh, funerals are really expensive, Foodie. I'm really sorry to hear about his ingrown toenail issue. Just cut his nails right. I don't know. It's just funny to me how she makes it sound so serious. He's got his problems. It's an ingrown toenail. I don't know. Go get pedicures or something. Or trim them for him. You're his wife, domestic goddess. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so Failure to Lunch, which I love their little clip, said, don't ever try and say she's not cosplaying. So let's hear this clip.
what's your favorite lesson from the Quran? What's your favorite lesson from the Quran? Oh boy. I don't know, Leslie. Like that's why I want to take lessons, because I'm just like learning on my own, but I don't know. It's overwhelming. It's so much, like, I don't know. It's it's so overwhelming, you know what I mean? So I think I would need help with it, I think. So I'm gonna look into it.
It says you've been there for over a year. How can you not know? And then she holds up the Quran yesterday, quoting it, says like she's actually read it. She hasn't even read it yet. But before she told us she got to page 55. Hey, Joe. Yes, an ingrown toenail. Salah's having health issues. My gosh. What do they consider the anal abscess then? I'd like to know. Like, what do they consider that? So unbelievably annoying cat voice, now Sansa Cook said, I wonder why Foodie Beauty continues to say, what are you doing? Knowing that Salah and Kay Bella used to say that to one another too. Hi, Foodie, I know you're watching. Why do you continue to say it? Doesn't it like remind you of the other woman? You know, the one he used to bark at, the one he wanted to twerk on his face quickly, the one he wanted to make out with for 15 minutes, the one that he worshipped her ass and he loved it more than his own family, being you. What did he call her? He used to call her a goddess all the time, and he called you a moon. A moon, ingrown toenails, ingrown butt hairs. I'm sensing a theme here. Oh my gosh, just shower and exfoliate. I can't say that enough. Exfoliating is your friend. Don't do it too much because you could damage your skin. But I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm not saying because people get them that they're dirty, but I'm saying I've seen Salah's feet. So that gives me an idea of how he takes care of the rest of himself. A shower, soap and water, exfoliate, and I highly recommend a pedicure. It will work wonders on your feet. So Dangry Scott said, I know some always think Foodie Beauty is buying subs. Sometimes she does, but I do think she has pushed herself into some kind of Muslim Arab part of the algorithm. The glorious thing about that is it will blow up in her face like always and should be entertaining. Yeah, because once they find out how she is and she's raging and she's eating and all that stuff, like they're not going to stick around. At least I don't think so. So Offred said, holding the Quran is like me holding a book on quantum physics. It's all for show. Same. It's me said, oh yeah, she bought another 100 subs. We read that one. More buying sub tweets. There's a lot of those. Okay, this was creepy to me. Salah said in one of her whatever streams, the CPAP makes you look like a cute embryo. And then, like, would you want your spouse to refer to you as a cute embryo? I don't know. That was just odd to me. But PI said, I mean, minus the word cute. Salah actually kind of nailed it. Kind of. So Lime Jello, their cat blue is in a contest. If you guys are on Twitter and you don't mind, I guess, entering, it's right there if you guys want to. So let's see. T. Angry Scott said, you didn't edit this down enough to hide the fact you didn't put in a single handful of chips. B, we see you going in for more. And this is the clip from the vlog we watched yesterday. I didn't notice it, but she says she's just putting in a handful of fries. And then she reaches back to get more, and then the clip cuts off.
I'm going to put just a few potato fried fries in the air fryer.
And then,
I'm gonna put just a few potato
okay, watch again. She reaches back to grab more, but then it cuts off.
French fries in the air fryer. I'm gonna put just a few potato.
You're greedy. You're greedy and you're lazy. You're caught. You're caught. Okay, this person said, this is how I picture Foodie trying to seduce her husband if he ever comes inside the fart box to bring her food. And then here's Foodie in all her glory. I mean, it looks just like her. It really does. French fries. You know what? My grandparents were from back east and they called them chips too, though. I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if like certain people, I'm not saying Foodies back east, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm confused. I'm confusing myself. But certain people call like French fries chips. He used to call soda pop. So I guess like people call it different things. Embryos are more capable of adulthood than she is. Yeah, definitely. All right, I think that was it for Twitter, you guys. I'm going to grab a granola bar because my stomach is growling. So if you guys want to go along for more of the Who the F Did She Marry series, we're going to get into that. We're going to watch Neo Tarot first, and then we're going to watch like a few episodes, maybe like 5. Somewhere between 1 and 5 we're going to watch together. Yes. Okay, everybody go refill your coffee or whatever else. I'm going to grab a granola bar to time me over really fast. So I'll be back in like 60 seconds. Hi, Foodie. Are you mad that I'm grabbing a granola bar and you grab fistfuls of fries? You should try a granola bar. I'm fancy today, too. I got a chocolate dipped one. Okay, you guys. And I think, Foodie, you should worry about getting a job because I don't know how much longer your channel is going to be around. You're being reported left and right. Okay, let's go to Neo Tarot. Hold on. Let me get Foodie off this screen. Let me get Foods off the screen. We've seen enough of her. Okay, so we watched Neo Tarot before, and we saw a Foodie Beauty reading, and everything was kind of spot on. Just if you don't believe in tarot, like, just watch it for entertainment purposes, okay? Just look at it as entertainment. I don't want to get into a whole discussion if it's witchcraft against religions. Like, I find it interesting. So that's just where I'm at. And I suggest you guys look at it that way too. Like, if you don't believe in it, that's fine to leave. But like, otherwise, just view it as something entertaining. Okay. So we've been watching this series, Who the F Did I Marry? And we've just been like so into it. It's better than any movie, reality TV show right now. It's far better than Foodie Beauty. And I thought this would be interesting. Ray said it was really good. So thank you, Ray, for telling me about this.
Hey y'all, hey, let's get into this intuitive reading. This intuitive message, this guided message for Russa Tessa. Okay, so this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine.
I have her sped up. Is that annoying to you guys? But yeah, I'm so excited to get my card shuffle fixed. It does something to my brain. Let me know if you guys want me to slow it down.
Yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. Okay, so I was listening to Love, Lies, and Lace. I was in the bushes, and this story came up, which I had not heard of before, with Russa Tessa on TikTok. Okay, so she's got like a 100 video series, in chronological order about who the fuck did I marry. Okay, all right, and it is quite interesting. And I feel like she tells a good story. So let's just tap in and see what's going on with her energy in regards to the situation and just anything that Spirit wants to share, moving in love and light. Okay, so Spirit is acknowledging right off the bat, God doesn't like ugly. That in the area of this relationship and her exposing or sharing the details around this relationship, there's an energy that God doesn't like ugly, nastiness, clash, strife, resentment, argument, spite, grudge, and revenge. And she's exhausted around this energy. There's an energy of her being exhausted around the argument, the strife, the pain, the chaos, the spite, the revenge. Okay, and so she is leaning on Spirit, and she is protected. Spirit is saying lazing around, loafing, inertia, false start, no response, and disinterest. This is also my pregnancy card, so just acknowledging that in the middle of this, or at some point that she could have been pregnant, was pregnant, etc. Okay, so Spirit is also acknowledging that
Ray, so does this person do readings? You said before they had never watched Foodie Beauty, didn't know anything about it. So is this person just covering the topic and they still haven't watched?
in regards to her being very fatigued and disinterested, there's also an energy of saying that someone was once loyal but is no longer loyal. And so there's this crying out, yelling out, screaming out, trying to get it out, upset with the universe, upset with self, upset with this person who was once loyal. And so Spirit is acknowledging barking up the wrong tree, dead end, stalemate, not now, lack of clarity, perspective shift is needed. And Spirit is also acknowledging that in the midst of crying out, yelling out, speaking out, doing all the things to show how someone was disloyal, there's also an energy of come to Jesus. There's also an energy of truthful communication, seeking integrity, divine intervention, surrender, and or reconciliation. Because at the end of the day, it just feels like love is a more powerful vibration. And so there is this energy of, let it go kind of thing, like find balance. Spirit is also acknowledging that at some point in the middle of the day, but we're not saying thank you, Spirit, she will be cozying down in nature, very thankful. I'm feeling like a hallelujah moment. In fact, there's some earth sign energy on this card as well. Swinging on the front porch, good times, cozy feeling, slowing down.
Did somebody just say hi to us? Did I just hear a hey? Or am I going insane?
Being in nature and just being very thankful, making me feel like something good is going to come out of this situation. Okay. All right. So Rest Tessa, how does she move in love and light?
Oh my God, I love it.
Thank you.
Please.
All right, so two cards want to come out, and for some reason, I'm going to acknowledge both of them. Okay, we see a pregnant belly again, just acknowledging that someone could have been pregnant at one time, or this is a manifestation. Okay, but with the number one, we do have source.
Okay, so she has a spirit box on. You guys, if I didn't happen to see that comment, I would have been like freaking out over here. I swear I heard something say, hey. So she has this. Okay, thank you for telling. I seriously, okay. I'm like, was that my ghost? Something just said hi. Something just said hi.
Source. So you are more connected to your guides now than you have ever been. You are familiar with living a life of endless wonders. You have released your value of control. Your demeanor has evolved from tense to nonchalant. You believe that whatever will be as long as you stay humble, receptive, and trusting in the instincts of divine timing. You are the source of your own magic. I shade to the ancestors, I shade to the universe. I feel like this is a full moon. And when I see full moons, it makes me feel like facing your fears, facing your anxiety, facing anything that you've been trying to repress and suppress is coming to the surface. And so you're acknowledging like, oh yeah, that's my shit right there. Yeah, I remember. I remember that shit right there. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Also acknowledging hidden enemies, anxiety. And then Spirit has tension in reverse. Now, I'm not sure if there were other women involved, but this is the first indication that there could have possibly been another woman involved. There's an energy of the longer you hold on, the heavier it is to carry. You don't feel as passionate about your situation as you once did. You're concerned you may be falling out of love. You're also concerned that you may be overthinking. You feel rushed to make a hard decision so that you don't continue to carry along the burden. You are recognizing setbacks sooner than before. And again, you're able to understand these things and see these things now because you are more connected to your guides than ever before. Ashe to the ancestors, Ashe to the universe. Okay. So rest it.
It's always so. Well, I've only watched 2 of these, but like so far, the 2 readings I've seen are like spot on.
What is that you want to share? Moving in love and light. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, energy. Thank you, Source. Ashe to the ancestors, Ashe to the universe, Ashe, highest vibrating source. I like this energy that's coming through. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so another 2 cards came out, and I
never want her shuffling to end ever. Hey, so welcome to everybody coming in. We're watching Neo Tarot do a reading on the person we've been watching, Who the F Did I Marry? And then we're gonna watch some more of this series. Like I think we're on 31 right now. So welcome everybody. It's a really interesting topic, far more entertaining than Foodie, far more interesting than Foodie.
It energetically feels like yep. Read them both. Okay, so let's get into it. Ooh. Okay, ancestors. Ashe. If you don't feel at home, it's time to do a thorough and fearless inventory. What are you hiding from? Are you afraid of being yourself? Do you feel like you don't belong where you are? What if you choose another path? Does your understanding of home perhaps dictate that such a place must be unsafe, unstable, or unfulfilling? It's time to love yourself and create a new sense of safety and security within. You might have chosen a situation that is familiar and led you back to the original source of your pain. This relationship was karmic. The lesson needed to be learned and the cord needed to be cut, no matter, because this is an important and powerful invitation to a new you. Say no to the pain of the past. Say no to the voice of your inner critic. No to those who want to dim your light to make themselves brighter. Choose a new home. Take refuge in knowing that beauty and a true sense of belonging lie ahead. Ashe. And then we also have 20 in reverse, which is flying. But again, it is in reverse. Okay, reverse. When you see the flying card reverse, it is a gentle reminder that there are times to take flight and times to remain grounded. And for now, you must avoid overreaching. There is still work to be done before you earn your wings. Be patient. What you seek will not be out of reach forever. Remember the story of Icarus in Greek mythology, whose wax made wings and overconfidence brought him too close to the sun. He perished because he didn't realize his limitations. Humility is a great power, and now you must exercise it. Doing too much, too fast, too soon only serves to prevent a beautiful flight later. Okay, so be careful with some of the things that you're doing and saying, because too much too soon is going to delay something that is yours, you know. And you don't want to set yourself back in that regard. Also, Spirit is acknowledging that you're not quite
Too much too soon. Okay.
out of the woods with this person completely, so be careful with that as well. All right, now I don't know the name of her significant other, her ex-husband, but let's just look at the romantic energy for Ressa Tessa.
So remember, his name is, well, she calls him Legion. He's popping up now too, and he's making videos saying she's a liar. She's the one who cheated with somebody named Bradley. They tried marriage counseling. It didn't work. And then at the end of the clip that I saw, it sounded like he was going to shop around his story to say his truth.
In the area of romance. There is love after heartbreak. Spirit is acknowledging, and this is going to be a ride or die in the middle of the deck. Spirit has a lot to say in regards to this new situation. I
love these cards.
Okay. So in regards to that relationship, it was love after heartbreak. Has she been through heartbreak before?
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit. And so maybe she thought that this one was the one. Also acknowledging ride or die. You said this person is touching the belly. Again, acknowledging that she could have been pregnant, had a child in regards to this relationship. Okay. Unfortunately,
And she was pregnant. She was.
Though in the middle of the deck, this relationship came with a lot of triggers. Someone was triggered. It was fake. It wasn't real. There was also an energy of being addicted to one or the other. And this person was caring, right? But there is a deep friendship. And the way that this sits back in the black and white lets me know this is karmic, this is past.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with these cards.
There was some kind of connection from the past that needed to be cut and needed to be severed so that you no longer have to deal with this again in your future lives, if you believe in that. But Spirit also said there was too many secrets in this relationship, okay? All right. What does Ressa Tessa's ex want to say to her?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. What does he want to say?
All right. In your eyes, I just wasn't good enough.
Oh.
He also wants to say, I regret being unfaithful. Now I know how it feels. Was he unfaithful? Not going to lie. Commitment scared me.
Ooh.
All right. What's a T when it comes to Ressa Tessa? Thank you. She has karmic friends. Can't fully trust them. Tension, secret competition. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So be aware of that. That there's some people that might be trying to play in your face around the situation that call themselves friends to you, but they're really not. They may even try to expose some other information. And Spirit is also acknowledging that these people need to be blocked if they haven't been blocked already. But there's an energy of blocking obstacles, not wanting someone around your energy. Again, they may try to say some things in regards to this situation. Spirit is acknowledging that people are looking up and looking you up, researching you and studying info on you and using your information, using your story as a creative outlet, content. Okay, a creative muncher, steals your ideas, copies your work, duplicates and feeds off of you. And this is going to bring about some fake smiles. Like this is not, thank you, Spirit. This is not really what you thought was going to
It says clout hungry. That's crazy.
happen. And so you are sharing this story, but there's fake smiles behind this as well. Are you really okay? Spirit is also acknowledging that there's some clout hungry kind of energy in your energy field. Says anything, does anything, makes shit up, and is dramatic. Spirit is saying that you were hooked on this person. It just keeps talking about the intimacy, the level of intimacy, and the
It says carless, no car repo, car issues.
connection in that regard was not just gratifying and satisfying for you,
Oh
but there
my
was something that
gosh.
was even deeper. This connection definitely feels like a karmic relationship, a karmic debt, and it needed to be severed so that anytime you progress in life, as you move forward in different lifetimes, you don't have to revisit this connection again. It needed to be severed. This also makes you feel like you're carless. Now, there could be an issue with the car. This could indicate not being able to move forward, not
Oh
being able to
my
move on,
gosh.
or literally car issues. Okay. Did you have a car issue
Yes.
around this time? Okay,
Yes.
moving forward. Rest of Tessa and her relationship with her ex-husband. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is acknowledging that you were crying, upset, emotional, could be a water sign. But because of this, you are now booked and busy. Interesting.
Yes.
So your trauma and your drama has turned into your story. So this book is a story. What's the significance, thank you, Spirit, about the 9th? There's significance around the number 9 for you, but you're booked and busy based on your heartache.
Spirit really likes saying hi to us. Hello, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
And you're going to have meetups and you're going to be talking about it with your best friends. Okay. With your homies. Me rolling and chilling with the honeys. No, it is. All right, rest of Tessa current. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Spirit is also acknowledging that there's something that you are just very silly, you're very bubbly, you're very thoughtful, you're very funny. And this powerful man was very egotistical, aggressive, and bossy. Just opposites, total opposites. And this relationship was creating a vampire kind of energy, very draining, very low vibration, very dark and lustful. An energy vampire. This person was sucking your energy, just taking it from you. This energy was also malevolent, fearful, extreme differences. So again, there's this energy of you not being out of the woods just yet when it comes to this person. So pay very close attention to your surroundings. This person could have been selfish, degrading, narcissistic, and inappropriate, made you feel like you were drowning in your emotions. This person is also unpredictable. Again, just, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes, but you need to pay attention to your surroundings. With the beach card, that could indicate that you live near water, going near water, could be vacationing, or just simply that you are very emotional around the situation. And Spirit is acknowledging, just seek protection, just say it out loud. It's not going to hurt to say I am protected, I'm a sovereign being. Spirit is also acknowledging that there was codependency, it was messy, and it was an unhealthy attachment with sweet and sticky in reverse, that there was a lot of immaturity, childish, defensive, foolish, someone liked to play games, very juvenile, and that again, there was a secret admirer. Okay, so it just keeps talking about, I don't even know if she's acknowledged it and or has not, if she knows or if she doesn't know, but there was another person in the midst of this, in the middle of this situation. And it leaves you feeling stalking, like there's a victim mentality, and even depressed, sending her love and light. All right, rest of Tessa, current energy.
I mean, this person will make you a believer. Like, everything I've seen is so spot on.
All right, so Spirit is acknowledging that she is averting disaster, that there is a tower moment that is trying to happen, but you're avoiding it because you don't really want to feel all of the consequences. There's something that you're trying to push back, like no, but it's going to happen anyway. It's inevitable. Thank you, Spirit. There's a fear of change there. Spirit is also acknowledging with the death card in reverse, there is resistance to change. Again, it's the second time. Why are you resistant to this happening, to this getting out, to this, to feeling it, the totality of it? And there's also an energy of you not being able to move on completely. So sending you love and light. Spirit is also acknowledging with the 4 of Cups in reverse, there's an energy of a missed opportunity and feeling alone and feeling regretful, not completely feeling happy about a situation. With the Devil card, there is a detachment though, which is great because I keep saying cutting the cord, breaking free. So don't be upset about this because you finally broken the chains. You can reclaim your power if you just pay attention. Spirit is also saying with the 5 of Swords, thank you, that there is still going to be conflict and tension because you've broken free from something that has been binding you and holding you down. There's an energy of loss and defeat and somebody wanting to win at all costs because they feel betrayed. Again, it's just a continuous energy that you're not really done with this person just yet. There's still something that needs to take place in order for you to fully sever your emotions. This is not going to happen quickly, okay? This is reversed, so it's not going to happen as quickly as you would like for. There's some delays and there's some frustration, and there's someone who's holding off from allowing this to completely transpire, okay? And this is the King of Wands, so I don't know if he's a fire sign or not, but there's an energy of him coming through, ex-husband coming through, passionate, but also very chaotic, flame. So this person is still angry to an extent, okay? So you have, it doesn't feel like it's going to be resolved just yet. And this person is a visionary. This person is considered an entrepreneur, moves at the beat of his own drum. Okay. He's got some other things planned. um, and he's coming in and he's going to be very talkative. Because he's
I
mentally
was
restless.
muted.
Like he's there. Thank you, Spirit. There's something going on with him mentally. And so he's trying to get
I
ahead.
was muted. A summary, I was saying that this is spot on because we know he's angry that everybody's calling him a scammer and a liar, and he's mad that he's saying that she's the one who cheated. So while they're doing this reading and they're saying, this person isn't done yet, you're still going to be struggling in some way. Like it's him. Like now that he has clout over on TikTok, like his name, his identity, it's all out there. And now that he has his clout, I don't think he's going to let her have her piece and just tell her story. He's not. He's going to try and take that from her. I just feel it.
Head of this. He's trying to spin it the way that he wants to, and even make a couple of coins off of it. Spirit is acknowledging. And then with the Six of Cups, he's dealing with some past childhood trauma. And so this is why you're dealing with this person. This person has some things that he needs to fix, his inner child, sending him love and light. That was a lot. Oh my God. All right. So what is Tessa's biggest obstacle? Remember, I read biggest obstacle in reverse. Okay. So your biggest obstacle is being manipulative or being manipulated, by someone who is abusive. And this is in the area of thoughts, like air signs. So this person was manipulating your thoughts. Spirit is also acknowledging with the Five of Pentacles. Another obstacle is recovering from financial loss and even spirit.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Tomorrow is your 7 years. Congratulations on 7 years sober. That's amazing, Queen. I'm so happy for you. What are you going to do? Are you going to do something special for yourself? That's huge. That's huge.
Spiritual poverty. Another obstacle is the Knight of Swords in reverse, not being able to think quick enough around a situation, not feeling organized, not understanding your perspective, not seeing it, you know what I'm saying? Or seeing it and not believing it. Also not being an independent thinker, an independent person, allowing someone else to do that for you. Another big obstacle with the Seven of Cups in reverse is the diversionary tactics, running around with these rose-colored glasses, okay? Not seeing all the possibilities, not acknowledging what was right in front of you. This is energy of being tempted, okay? These cards want to fall out too. It's a lot the Spirit wants to say to you. It's interesting, and they're taking their opportunity with me to express. Another big obstacle with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is a lack of long-term vision, limited success and or reward. Spirit is also acknowledging another obstacle with the King of Cups in reverse is emotional manipulation. That was an obstacle for you. Moodiness and volatility, okay? And then lastly, with the Chariot in reverse, a lack of control and direction and aggression are obstacles, feeling like you couldn't move forward. Still feeling like that, in fact. Thank you, Spirit, moving in love and light. All right, so what's next for Tessa?
What's next? A book, a movie.
All right, Spirit's saying that there's a decision that she needs to make. She may be moving here. There's still mountains in the forefront, and there's mountains for everyone. We're all going to deal with ups and downs in this life. Buckle up. But there's some future planning, progress, decisions, and or discovery with the Two of Wands in the area of passion, but also in the area of business, fire sign. And then with the Knight of Wands, Spirit is acknowledging that she's going to be very focused and driven in the area of business, but also in the area of passion, going after what she wants, being very action oriented, even being impulsive. Thank you, Spirit. But with the Devil card in reverse, again, Spirit is saying in the middle of the deck, this is because you've detached. This is because you're breaking free and because your power can finally be reclaimed. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
Okay, that was so good. That was so good. I want a reading. I'd be so interested to see what my reading would be. This is him. Y'all are so sweet. Of course, Queen. And that sounds like a wonderful day. Her shuffling is fire. I know. I just want to hear her shuffle like all the time. All right, you guys, I'm not going to play this guy on my channel, but I am going to play the audio. I don't want to show his face on my channel. So this is what Legion has to say. I'm going to try and turn it all the way up so you guys can hear.
What
My message to her is please stop lying to these people, and you can tell them the real reason I left you. You cheated. I caught you in the house with Bradley, and we went to marriage counseling, didn't work, and we broke up. But my message to her is please stop lying to these people,
There's
and you
more.
can tell them the real reason I left you. You cheated. I caught you in the house with Bradley, and we went to marriage counseling, didn't work, and we broke up. More to the point, I haven't decided who I'm going to talk to exactly or go on whose page or whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know that she lied about everything. Follow her, don't follow her. That's up to you. All that stuff she said, it's complete lies.
Ugh.
But
Ugh. That's all. Exactly. Girls over here. I'm not showing his face on my channel. All I have to say is not anything to write home about, but I can't talk. Look at who I once fell for. So there's that. There's that. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to start, you guys, parts 31 through 52 of this story. So far, he's been promising her houses. There's always a reason why the offer doesn't go through or whatever. He doesn't like to show proof of income, but he sure likes to talk about it. He's played arena football in San Diego, supposedly, but now we found out that he never lived in California. He had this big thing, like always talking about California to her. And that was a red flag to me because I'm like, I don't know. Like, if you're choosing San Diego and you lived in California, you're going to choose arena football. Like, you're not going to, I don't know. That was weird to me. And nobody who lives in California talks about it as much as this guy does. Like, it was weird. It was weird. We found out about 7 other women he was chatting to. What else? He had her test driving these cars. He really sold her on this like BMW. Was it an X5? I don't know, an X something with the cognac seats. Had her test driving all these things. She ended up with a Nissan Altima. So I guess she finally did get something. He's taking things from her life slowly but surely. He's gotten more controlling since they got married. She experienced a loss. They got pregnant. She miscarried. He wasn't there for her during that. They tried marriage counseling. That didn't really work. Even the pastor was like, I don't think you're going to make it 3 months. We just finished the part where she was talking about how she found out, like, basically all this family that he said he had. I don't know. Things were weird. You're staying? Okay. Wait, I'm saying he's Foodie's twin flame. I think so too, Queen. He thinks he's got everyone fooled. He fooled her. He cannot pull exactly. Foodie, we found your man. Yeah. We did find you a man since the law dumped your ass. There you go. His name's Legion. He's perfect for you. You guys can lie to each other. So we're going to start this. All right. I'm trying to make it. All right, here we go, you guys. So this is a channel I found who has all this series. It's called the Jess Kaysen brand. And let me make this a little bit bigger. And off we go. Start playing, please.
What's up, my friends? It's the Jess Kaysen brand, and I'm so glad that you are back for part 2 as promised. Now, we are going to listen into the story time about a young woman who went through all type of mental and emotional turmoil while she was exiting a relationship with an ex who was a pathological liar, narcissistic, and apparently had a lot of mental health problems. So tune in, subscribe, and comment.
Part 31, who the fuck did I marry? So I found his mother's obituary online. It then told me it listed his brother in Philly and his wife. It listed Legion, and then it said his wife. I took the name from the obituary and I did a Metro Atlanta court search with that name. I found a divorce record. I found a divorce record with Legion and the same woman's name that was in the obituary. In that divorce record, it looks like he's the one that filed for divorce. This would have been around 2016. This was after the mother's death. He filed for divorce. She was the respondent. I think that's the correct terminology.
Mm-hmm.
Both had a temporary protection order against each other. He had one against her. She had one against him.
Wow.
The divorce ended up getting granted, finalized. Then it looks like he went on his way.
By the way, if you're coming in late, she did find one other wife, and she talked to the person, and the person was like, you know, it's bad. And I guess she told a little bit of her story.
In the course of the search for her name, I discovered that at one point in time, the two of them had lived in Rhode Island. So that's the connection with Rhode Island, because for the longest time, I could not figure out who lived in Rhode Island. That's where that came from. The two of them, he and this woman, lived in Rhode Island several years prior, or a few years prior. I could not find the obituary for his dad. I searched and I searched. I could not find.
I don't know if she ever said why he got so skinny, but he's not skinny anymore. I mean, I'm looking at, hold on, let me see. That's not a guy who looks sickly to me, but I don't know. I didn't see him before. Do you guys know if she ever mentions it?
Find the obituary for his father. For whatever reason, I knew his grandmother's name. I just randomly decided to do a Google search of the grandmother's name. Initially, nothing came up because I was looking for the grandmother's name in Philly. Nothing came up. I looked for the grandmother's name down here in Georgia. Found a record, but it was not. It wasn't quite clear what was clear.
It was a leg injury. I forgot. We've gone through so much. It was a leg injury. He said that he was hurt and he wasn't eating as much because he was in pain.
Was that she had died several years prior. So what I found was a different website where it was like a legacy.com type thing. So I believe legacy.com holds old obituaries. Did a search for her name, found a match. That is when I discovered that she actually had passed away in July of 2008.
Wow.
Read the caption of the obituary and verified that in fact it was his grandmother.
Wow.
Because at the bottom of it, again, obituaries tell you a lot.
Yeah.
It names who she leaves to cherish her memory. So it lists all the different family members. It lists the brother in Philly. It lists Legion, no spouse, and then a brother in Nashville. Once again, it did not list the two sisters, Shantae and Kim.
Wow.
So I'm even more like, okay, clearly something, is up when it comes to Shantae and Kim. But what I do know is that he has talked to them multiple times in front of me. So I'm not sure what I'm missing. Maybe some family feud happened. Honestly, I don't know. So that is how I discovered that when he told me the grandmother died from COVID and he was crying, boohooing and all that shit, she actually had died in July of 2008. I found this out.
So she had said, he told her 3 different family members died from COVID.
Same time that I found out about allegedly, and I say allegedly because I'll explain, allegedly the first wife, or at least what I think is the first wife. So while all this is going on, Legion is almost bedridden from what happened with his knee. Mm-hmm. And I need to take a moment to address this issue with the knee.
Okay.
Again, the story started, he hit his knee. Then it turned into, it was an old football injury. And this has happened before. He's going to the doctor. The doctor's telling him to ice it and to elevate it. He eventually moves into the guest bedroom to be more comfortable. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make this statement. This is probably the only time I will make this statement. He was not lying about the injury that he had. I don't know where the injury came from, but what I do know was he was not lying in the fact that he was in pain. You could clearly see that he was in pain, and the pain was becoming debilitating. Please understand what I'm saying. The pain was debilitating enough to where he was taking my pain meds from when I had the miscarriage. And then also it was hard for him to walk. He was not eating. So this is what made me believe this, whatever was going on with the knee, there was more to it because he was not eating. When I met this man, he was a size 3X. At this point in time in May, he's down to a 2X. He is not exercising. He is not doing anything mobile. He's simply not eating. So there definitely was something going on, something concerning. Honestly, I thought it might have been cancer. But he kept saying, no, it's not that. It's from a football injury. It's from a football injury. I said to him, the next time you have a doctor's appointment, I want to go. It was that bad. And he kept making excuses like, okay, fine, I'll make the appointment. I'll let you know what it is. Cool, I will take off work. I want to be at that doctor's appointment because whatever is going on with you is serious to the point where you are losing weight rapidly within a 2-week span. So now we can go ahead and enter into June. When we enter into June, I have read the divorce documents for not one wife, but 2 wives. I have called San Diego State, verified they have no record of him. He claims he was a private citizen. I don't believe that. They're saying there's no record of him. I have pulled his background. It is showing that you've lived in Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Georgia. When I look at the addresses, it is tied to at least 2 women, both of whom I'm showing divorce records on file that you had. I've also verified that your grandmother actually died in 2008 and not in 2020 from COVID. I know all of this as I'm going into June. His birthday is June 17th. So all I've been doing is just trying to figure out what is it I'm going to do. I spoke to the pastor and his wife. I believe it was actually the pastor I spoke to because I knew the pastor previously before he did our marriage counseling. And I told him what I found. Mind blown. Mind blown.
Aaron, hey, good to see you.
Had no idea. He knew something was up. He knew that Legion was not really trying to make this marriage work. He had no idea all this was going on. So he asked me, are you wanting to stay or do you want to end the marriage? I said, oh, absolutely, I'm ending it. Oh, hell yeah, I'm ending it.
Yeah.
I have to. I have to end it. I have no idea who that man is in my guest bedroom.
That's scary.
Not to mention, on top of all of this, he had lied about the death of the ex-wife's daughter. Part 32. Part 32.
Wait,
Who the
so
fuck did-
Hugh said, so that adds another ex-wife. Yeah, he was saying there's only one, so this adds another one. I've already heard it. Yes, he was the one who told me about this, like first thing in the morning, and it sounded really, really good. So we got into it. It'd be great on film. Yeah, nobody can tell it like her, though. I hope if there is a movie, maybe she could like narrate it.
did I marry? All right. So we're now in June. By this point in June, I have been offered a new job, accepted it, put in my 2-week notice at my previous job, and was going to be starting the new job later on in the month. So when he laughed where I told him I wanted to get a new job, that laughter fueled me to get a new job. So here's what happened the beginning of June.
Okay.
At this point, he's completely bedridden. When I say completely bedridden, what I mean is, I'm trying to clarify this so it makes sense. From what I see, he is going to work, but he's calling out a lot more. Okay. So he had already left the condiment company and was working for Apple. So he's calling out quite a bit because the pain is pretty bad. So he's hardly eating at this point, hardly. For example, if I were to say, oh, I ordered a 10-piece wings, he's eating 2. And that's it. That's all I would see him eat. Well, I was going to work and coming home. The house was in the exact same place that it was when I left. Nothing in the kitchen had been moved. Nothing in the refrigerator had been moved, which led me to believe that he had not left the bed from the time I left to go to work until the time I came home. At this point in time, he's drinking Powerades like it's water. I mean, I'm buying cases of Powerades. And that seemed to be the only thing that he was taking in. So if he was a 3X when I met him, he's probably at a 1X,
Wow.
maybe a 2X, depending on the clothes. He's lost a lot of weight because he's not eating. So that's the reason why I say he wasn't faking whatever was going on. I think the issue with his knee was a symptom. That was not some football injury. That was not, oh, I hit it at work. It wasn't that. Something else was going on. I had kept asking him to, let me know when you have a doctor's appointment. I'm going to go with.
Maybe he effed with somebody's like wife or sister or daughter and they beat. I don't know. Do we ever find out what the leg injury was? Because I'm trying to think of all the options, but like, would a CEO/vice president or whatever he said he was get injured at a condiment factory? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's possible, but like, what really happened?
Go with you. I'm gonna go with you. And he just kept saying the doctor. He's calling the doctor, and the doctor told him to just keep icing the knee. But I knew better. What was happening was I didn't care because of all the stuff I was finding out. So beginning of June, he is in a bed, sleep, and I get his phone. I ain't gonna lie. I got his phone.
Oh my gosh.
He had a work phone and he had a personal phone. It was the work phone that he had from the condiment company that apparently was never turned in. Follow me. It'll all come out. So he still had the work phone. It was deactivated. But he did not wipe the phone, if y'all know what I mean. Take all the data off. He did not do that.
Uh-oh.
So I looked through the phone and I see this would have been text messages. Text messages between him and a woman named Peaches.
Peaches.
I go back to the beginning of the text messages. This is on the work phone. This is the beginning of June of 2021. I go back to the text messages the beginning of the text messages between him and Peaches. Yes, that was her name, Peaches.
Okay.
I'm reading the thread because he's knocked out sleep. So I'm in the bathroom with the door locked, reading the thread.
Gosh.
And what I can tell is that he met Peaches on POF. If you don't know what POF is, it is Plenty of Fish, a dating website. He met Peaches. I saw the messages in June, so he met Peaches around February.
Wow.
Met Peaches from POF. And apparently Peaches was, there's no nice way to say it. Apparently Peaches was a prostitute. So the reason why I say that is because in the text messages, she's listing the prices. So he asked for a hand job. This is in the text messages. She told him it would be like $40. He asked how much would it be for oral. She said it would be $60. because it was 60 and 80. One was the price with a condom, one was the price without one. So no messages after that. She sent a picture, he sent a picture.
Oh
No
my
messages after that. So in other
God.
words, these messages were not back to back every single day. There's breaks in between the messages. So like a message was in March, the next message is in April. Message in April, next message is like 2 weeks later. So he's asking her the prices. Next message I
Wait,
see.
you're saying $40. Damn, I'm thinking like people need to up their prices. Like, I'm thinking, I mean, I don't know what people charge, but I feel like I charge more than that.
Would have been from a few weeks prior to the date of this. So this was the beginning of June. The message is from sometime beginning of May, where he is thanking her and says to her, you know, thank you so much. That was really great. I hope I can see you again. Then there's messages where she said, hey,
I've
basically,
noticed that too, Ray. Of all the cheaters I've ever met in my life, they always have multiple phones.
she was at a new spot. She must have moved. So he said, okay, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna come see you. He's asking her to confirm the address. He was like, is it the house with the brown trash can with a white car in the front? She says, yes. So I'm thinking he was actually in front of the house when he's texting these messages. Then again, he does whatever he does. And he sends her a message a few hours later saying, thank you. That was great. I'm reading all this. And I will tell you guys something that you may or may not understand. Some women may or may not understand it. The cheating didn't even faze me. Didn't even faze me.
Right.
I didn't cry. I did not feel like, what did I do wrong? I was relieved. The reason why I was relieved is because up until this point, I kind of struggled a little bit on whether or not, God, you know, I know, Lord, you hate divorce, but I can't stay with a guy that lies. So when I saw the cheating stuff, I was like, oh shoot, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Cause I know my Father in heaven is going to forget the fact that I'm divorcing for infidelity. Go ahead. It's fine. Jesus will forgive me. So I was relieved, to be honest with you. Like, oh, okay. I got grounds now, bitch.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. So saw the messages, forwarded the messages to my phone. Or excuse me, I had to take my phone because the phone was deactivated. So I kind of had to do a little ghetto, hold the phone up, take my phone and take pictures of what I see on the phone, so that I would have proof on my phone. Then I put the phone back and continued on. Now in the next part is the day that he gets kicked out. And I will tell y'all what happened.
Okay. Are you guys down to watch a few more? Like 3 more, maybe? Let me know. I'm going to play this either way because I can't just end on this.
Part 33, Who the Fuck Did I Marry? June 17th, 2021.
Okay.
So you guys have been on this ride. You now know exactly what information I did have. The morning of June 17th, which was his birthday, he was in the bed as usual, Powerade bottles all over the place because I wasn't in the mood to clean. And so I went in his room. He was awake. He was watching YouTube on his cell phone.
Uh-huh.
He watched a lot of YouTube, watching these 2 guys that always were fixing Jeeps on YouTube. And if I saw them, I would know exactly who they are, but I can't remember their name. It's a popular show on YouTube.
Anybody know who it is?
Anyway, so I go in there and I just calmly sit on the edge of the bed and I was like, can we talk? And he was like, yeah, what's up? I said to him, I said, Legion, obviously I called him his name, Legion. I said, I'm going to ask you something. I just want you to be honest with me. So he starts, I can already see in his eyes, he's about to get defensive. And I was like, calm, because this is the tone I had. Calm. I said, you never went to San Diego State, did you? He rolls his eyes and he's like, I said, calm down. Watch your tone. I said, you never went to San Diego State. I said, you never lived in California, did you? And he said, of course I lived in California. He's like, I fucking showed you the house I had in California. He said, I told you about San Diego State. I was a private citizen. My dad paid for me to be a private citizen. And I said, okay. I said, I called San Diego State. And he looked at me. His eyes were like empty. Like he wasn't shocked. He wasn't like, oh my God. He was just more like, okay. I said, they have no record of you.
Wow.
I said, they have no record because you never went. You never been to California. So at this point, I'm very calm. And I'm just stating, I said, you never been to California. I said, I bet you've only lived in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. At this point, now there's a little emotion behind the eyes. And I said, I don't think that this is going to work. And he said, what, the marriage? He was like, so what you saying? You don't want to be married to me anymore? And I said, I don't want to be married to you anymore. I said, we need to go our separate ways.
Good.
We tried, but we need to go our separate ways. The way that I'm talking to you all is exactly how I was talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, that's not what marriage is. Marriage is, you know, you have to fight for what you want. I said, I don't want this. And I don't want to fight for it. I said, I don't want you and I don't want this.
Good.
And so he was like, I'm not giving up on the 2 of us. I said, you don't have a choice. I said, I think that you should call your brother or your sister now. And I think that you need to pack a bag. And I think you need to get the fuck out my house.
Yes.
And he was like, I don't really have time for this. I don't feel well. I said, I don't care.
Not my problem.
You need to get out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the way I know y'all are going to be like, she's so dramatic. And in real, I am actually a very dramatic person. But the way that I'm talking to you guys on this video is exactly how I was talking to him in the beginning of how this started. So I said, you need to call your brother or call your sister because she's in Douglasville, and you need to go stay there. You need to get out this house today. Basically, what happened was at first, he refused. He wasn't moving fast enough for me. And so he called his aunt, and his aunt was on speakerphone. Let me preface that. She was on speakerphone. And so she was like, what's going on? And he was like, my wife don't want me no more. She claimed that I'd be lying to her. I ain't never lied to her.
Oh,
when I heard this.
He's so manipulative. So manipulative. I wish she would have kicked him in his hurt knee and then called him an Uber to leave. I don't know what happens, but.
What's the analogy I can give y'all? When I heard him say to his aunt, I ain't never lied to her before, something in me snapped. The best analogy I can give you. Do y'all remember that movie, Carrie?
Yes.
When she was at prom?
Yeah.
And everyone was laughing at her. The blood had fallen down on her. And there was a moment where her eyes just went wild. And you knew something was about to happen. You just didn't know what. But y'all had pushed her too far. When he said to his aunt, I ain't never lied to her, I snapped. The calmness left. The amount of rage that was in me.
Yes.
I could have fought every member of the Kansas City Chiefs and beat every last one of their asses.
Ooh.
I could have fought every member on the Atlanta Falcons and beat every.
I just want to clap for her right now because finally she's mad. Like finally she's angry. Finally, it's all coming together. I'm so happy for her.
Last one of their asses. I'm not a violent person, but I was there. That statement, I ain't never lied to her, took me there.
Mm-hmm.
I went off. I went off. I went off so bad that first of all, every part of me was shaking. I called my mom. My mom was on speakerphone, and she's in Arkansas. My mom's a praying woman. I was cussing like a sailor. My mom finally said, put him on the phone. So I gave him the phone, and I'm standing there and I'm looking around the room. It's the scene that I remember is the Angela Bassett scene in Waiting to Exhale, when her eyes are darting around the room right before she grabs everything to put it in the car to set it on fire. Mm-hmm. I was more so looking at what weapons were in the room, the lamp, the TV, the dresser. I was looking more, while she was talking to him, my eyes were darting around the room, because if he did not get his ass up and get his shit and get up out of my house, it was going to be bad. If I've never in my life been on TikTok and said thank you, had it not been for the blood, y'all, I can't. I know this is going to sound dramatic. I know this is going to sound like, girl, you so funny. You don't understand. Had it not been for the Lord on my side, had it not been for the fact that I know I got a praying mother, I know I had a praying aunt, I know I've had a praying grandmother in heaven, because I'm telling you, I clearly saw what was getting ready to happen had he not gotten up, got his shit, and got out of my house. So I'm trying to calmly say this because I'm trying to calmly tell this story because the rage had taken over me. The pure, unadulterated rage that I felt when he said to his aunt, I ain't never lied to her, after I had discovered only 2% of the lies at that point. Just 2%. So it was enough for me.
Certain somebody out there, when everything went down, calling his mom, Gorlworld doesn't want me anymore. I did never lie to them.
To be like, you need to get your stuff and go. So my mother gets on the phone and she says to him, Legion, she called him by name. She said, I am not there to control my daughter. She said, in the name of Jesus, get your stuff and get out that house, because I think she might kill you.
Wow.
Get out of the house. She's on my phone. His aunt is on his phone. His aunt said, nephew, come home. Home for her was Philly. She said, I'll send you money. Come home. Leave that house right now. She said, because I think that woman is about to kill you. Let's go. Let's just go to part 34. Let's all just take a deep breath. Part 34.
We're clearly staying for part 34.
Before, who the fuck did I marry? So the aunt told him, I'll send you money. Come home. I'm yelling in the background, by the way. I'm not standing there calmly. I'm yelling. I said, oh, he got money. Yeah, you got money. You got money in that offshore account, right? You got money in that Chase account. You got money to drive. So do what you got to do. I told him, and I'm not going to repeat some of the stuff I said because my mom might see this TikTok, but I did tell him, I was like, if you don't get out of this house, actually what I said was, you have two options. You either going to leave this house voluntarily or you gonna leave this house involuntarily. And he tried to get a little nuck if you buck. He tried.
Oh.
And that's when because he was still on the bed, still laying in the bed. And he was just like, you ain't gonna do shit. Like, don't talk to me like you done lost your fucking mind. Da, da, da. And I calmly got close to him. I got like this close. And I literally said, I will beat you like the bitch you are. I dare you to try me. I said, I will literally beat you like the male bitch you are.
Oh my
And
God.
so when I said that, his
Oh my
eyes were
gosh.
like, I said, I'm not even playing. Because at this point, I'm rocking like back and forth. Y'all, again,
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
some hardened type chick. I'm not. I want the soft lifestyle, but I have been pushed to the point. So I'm rocking, I'm walking back, I'm pacing. So finally, his aunt was able to get through to him. I had called my mother, my aunt. I had called the pastor. I had called all these people because I did know that I was in a very dangerous place, not because I'm scared of him. At this point, I was scared of me. I don't know if this has ever happened to someone where you know your own, you know yourself. You know that you got a line. I was over that line.
Yeah.
So I had enough wherewithal to be like, okay, you're probably gonna go to jail today. You're probably gonna go to jail. You're probably gonna have that job in the morning. Like I was there.
LV, so we started this story and from the beginning, I don't go back maybe 3 live streams, maybe 4. So we started, if you're coming in right now, yeah, he was saying he was a vice president, a CEO of a condiment company. He's been lying about everything.
And again, this is not to sound bragging at all. This was a woman who I could not believe that even with the attempt of me trying to give him one last opportunity to tell me the truth, he still lied in my face. I was at my edge. So I yanked the covers back and I told him, I was like, get up, get the fuck out of my house. Again, I'm saying it calmly on here. It was nothing calm in the house when this happened. So I'm throwing stuff up against the wall. I remember I looked at the lamp. He looked at me looking at the lamp. And I think something in him realized, okay, I'm in pain, but if I don't get up, she's going to do something with that lamp.
He didn't think you would ever get this upset or this mad. He thought he was going to be able to manipulate you. So he was testing just to see how mad you really were, but he doesn't want to get his ass beat. So it sounds like it's clicking in his head. I should probably go.
So he does get up. He is still on the phone with the aunt because the aunt was pretty much like, keep me on the phone. She did not want him to hang up. He throws some stuff together. Again, keep in mind, he has all his stuff in the house. So he basically packed like 2 bags worth of clothes. And he's limping around and I'm standing in the hallway watching him like a probation officer. So he's limping around. And I'm looking at the condition of the bedroom. This is when I noticed Legion had been semi-bedridden. Remember I told y'all that because the knee and other stuff. I look at these bottles of Powerade because he had been drinking Powerade so much at this point. He was not getting up to go to the bathroom. He was drinking the Powerade and then using the empty bottles to pee in. So there was about 6 bottles around the bed. And I was like, what is this? Because again, I hadn't really been going in that room. I was busy being CIA, FBI, and Homeland Security for the past 2 weeks. So I was like, what is this? He was like, I'm gonna throw it out. He grabbed a trash bag, put the bottles in there. And I said, what are in those bottles? I said, tell me. And I think I started like twitching. Like, tell me. That is not piss in those bottles. He was like, I couldn't make it to the bathroom. I was in too much pain. So at this point, I'm even more like, yeah, get the fuck out. Get out. Get out of my house. So
Oh my
I helped
God.
him while he was packing his bags. I went downstairs. I took the house key off of his keys.
Good.
I went back upstairs. He had his 2 bags. I grabbed the 2 bags. Yes, I did. I grabbed the 2 bags. I had opened up the garage. I had already popped the trunk for his car and threw the bags in the car. I did that because I was like, you're getting out of this house. You're getting out of this house today. You can't come back. You can't come back ever. So it took him about 2 hours from the time of I will beat you like the bitch you are for him to actually leave the house.
2 hours?
Again, I'm calm telling y'all this story. It was not calm in the house. So he eventually puts on some sweatpants. Now I can really see how much weight he's lost. But he puts on some sweatpants. He puts on a shirt. He's limping down. She's like, you really gonna kick me out on my birthday?
Yes.
I just looked at him. Opened the door. He went through the garage, got into his car, called, his aunt was still on the phone and she was like, I'm gonna send you some money. And that's the part I was like, clearly he has the money. Like, you ain't got to send him money. He doesn't even have to go to Philly. He can just go get a hotel for now. I don't care what he does. He just got to leave his house. So he ends up getting in the car, driving off. My mom calls and she's just like, is he still there? I said, no. I had not told her what all he had lied about. Even in the midst of me being angry and me going off, I never told him that I spoke to the ex-wife. I never told him I knew he was lying about the stepdaughter, because then he would have asked how, what makes you say that?
Yeah.
So I did keep my word. I never told him I spoke to her. So he eventually left. I text a friend of mine. I texted my landlord. I said, I have an emergency. I need to know if it is okay to get the locks changed. Landlord was like, that's fine. My landlord was super cool. Shout out to Mr. Patel. I went to Home Depot.
She, like, thank God she's so intelligent. You know what I mean? She had everything covered. Like, go get the keys while he's still packing. Go get the locks changed. Like, she's got it all covered.
Bought brand new locks. Text a friend of mine, asked him, when you get off work, can you please come by my house? I need the locks changed today. So he was like, oh, okay, what's going on? I said, I'll explain it later. So to give you a timeline of June 17th, when I asked him about San Diego State and I told him that I know you've never even been to California, that was about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. By the time he left the house, it was maybe going on noon, 1 o'clock. So this happened pretty quickly. If you're wondering, why did you even ask him? I already knew that I wanted out.
Yeah.
I knew that. But for some reason, a part of me was like, let's just see if he'll be honest just one last time. And he wasn't. And it sent me into a rage. And then he lied to his aunt saying, I ain't never lied to her. And that sent me over the edge. So by 1 o'clock, by 1:30, he was gone. By 2:30, I had done a pretty good job of cleaning up the bedroom. He had thrown away the Powerade bottles. So I didn't have to touch those. I stripped the sheets. Anything that he touched in that bedroom, I stripped the sheets, threw them in the trash bag, threw them out in the trash can.
Good.
And so most of this was adrenaline. Adrenaline was because I hate packing. I hate doing all that stuff. I went on Amazon. I ordered oversized large tote bags because I was packing up all his shit. Part 35. Okay. Who the fuck did I marry? So I packed up all his stuff. Okay. The reason why I packed up all his stuff is because I had a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhome. One room was the guest room. Obviously, there was a master bedroom. And then we had a TV room that he had made like his Philadelphia Eagles man cave.
Oh, gosh.
I was going to put everything that belonged to him, pack it up, and put it in the TV room, because the plan should have been that he's going to come back and get all his stuff. Okay. So that's why I did it. And honestly, it just felt good to pack up his stuff and go through it freely, because when he packed in a hurry,
that part of like getting to throw shit away feels so freeing and amazing. And that alone in itself, like, gets a lot of the weight of the world off your shoulders. So I could tell it's probably adrenaline, and it just feels so good. Like, fuck you, throwing shit away.
He left obviously really important things. He left all his Invicta watches. He left all his WWE championship belts. If you know anything about WWE championship belts, you know those things are expensive. He left all his Jordans. He left suits. He left Cole Haan shoes. He left all that because it was such a hurry for him to leave. So all that was still in my house. So around 2:30, I think I wasn't even at a place where I could start crying. I was just too angry, still shaking, packing everything up. One of the things that he left is a photo album with all the pictures of his mom and dad and his siblings growing up. Now, I had the thought of I was going to have a burn party, and I was going to put it on Facebook Live.
Oh, I love that.
I was going to burn it with my friends and drink and dance and play music. But it's his deceased parents. I do have a heart. So I put that somewhere special, meaning I put it up in the closet. He had told me that he was going to come back and get his stuff. And so I just did not, I didn't throw anything out unless it was like something I knew was trash. Other than that, I put everything up and kept it, in the TV room. So that's
so much classier than me.
June 17th. Also on June 17th, I had already ordered his birthday cake. I had ordered the birthday cake like the end of May because it was like a special birthday cake. So I also had to go get the birthday cake from the bakery in East Point. And I took it to my family's house and we ate it. Yes, I had left the house, went to my family's house, filled them in, my aunt, my little cousin, and my grandfather, because my mom was in Arkansas. So I went over to their house, filled them in on what was going on. They could not believe it. Although my grandfather then told me, he said, he didn't look like he was a football player. He's like, I didn't want to say nothing, but he didn't look like he was a football player. Gotta love grandparents.
Hold on, let me pull him back up. Well, I think he's definitely back up to a 3XL, if not more. And yeah, I don't, no, he doesn't. No.
So his birthday cake.
No.
Went back home. The friend that I had called came, changed all the locks, I changed the security codes. Effectively, he would not have been able to get in that house. So That is what happened on June 17th. So now we can fast forward. He would text me and he would call me that he got to Philly. Apparently he left Georgia and immediately went to Philly. So he immediately went to Philly, and he did text me and said that he made it to Philly and he was staying at his aunt's house. I know that this is a short part. That's okay, because what we're doing now is I went through how we met. I went through how we dated. I went through how we got married. Now I'm taking you all to June 17th.
Okay.
The week after June 17th, he's in Philly. He still would call me. He still would text me. The conversations we were having the week after June 17th, so this would be June 18th up to the 24th. The conversations we were having had to do with divorce. So who's going to file? He was like, well, I don't want a divorce. I'm going to fight you on it. Are you? Really? Are you going to fight me on the divorce? I didn't know anything about filing for a divorce. But I refused to stay in a place of ignorance.
Yeah.
So I went online. There's a website that you can go to where you pay like a $200, $239 fee, and you fill out basic information and you choose your state. You choose your state and they will not process, but they will make all your documents. All you got to do is print it out and take it to the court. And it is step-by-step directions. We didn't have any property with each other. We didn't have any kids with each other. So by the state of Georgia's standards, this should be an uncontested divorce.
So that should be pretty easy than if you had properties and assets and things to divide, right?
So the conversation that last week, the week of June 18th to the 24th, was about divorce. What stuff do you want to keep? Well, I'm going to come and get all my stuff. I just don't understand why you couldn't talk to me about it. I said, there's no room for talking because you've been lying to me since day one. But even still, keep in mind, as of June 17th, June 18th, June 19th, I did not know what I know now. So the lies were really only like,
oh my gosh, I have no idea how to say that candy for my whole life. I don't know how to say it. Ferrero something. Those chocolates are so good. That's why I can't buy them. I can't buy them. I'll eat them. All of
5% of the whole story. So June 24th or 25th is when I had printed my documents. And I'm laughing because at this point in time, I've read y'all's comments about how that man will print out stuff. I know. But I used the website, typed all my stuff in, got my documents, and then I went. I took a day off from the job because I was getting ready to transition into the new job. So I left work early, went to the courthouse, and filed for divorce. I filed. I paid. And then I already had the documents where he would have needed to sign so that it could then be entered into for a divorce settlement agreement. So going into part 36 or 35, I know there's so many parts. Going into the next part is where I can tell you guys what happened with him, because he drove to Philly. And he was in Philly for about a week, maybe 3 to 4 days. Then I get a message on Facebook Messenger from a woman claiming to be his cousin.
Oh my gosh.
Lord Jesus. So the cousin tells me, actually I can tell y'all. So the cousin tells me that he's there. He's telling the family that I kicked him out. He's telling the family that I kicked him out after he walked in on me having an affair, that I stole his money.
Which is the story he's trying to tell TikTok, that she was cheating with Bradley.
And I then kicked him out. And the man I was having an affair with, he said, was a law enforcement officer who used his duty weapon to threaten him to get out the house. This is what he told his family. And the cousin was reaching out to me. She found me through a search on Facebook and was reaching out to me because she's like, we know he lies.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out is this true? Because he's up here asking us for money, asking to stay on our couches. Like, what's going on? Then she explained to me, we didn't even know he got married.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the first time we're hearing about you.
What?
What do you mean you didn't know he got married? He talks to his brother every day.
Who was he really talking to?
Said, who told you that? I said, I've heard him talk to his brother every day. All his brothers. She said, all his brothers. How many brothers do you think he has? I said, he has 4 brothers. I named them. She said, he has 2 brothers.
What?
She said, he has the twin and he has the older brother. I said, twin. Who is the twin? Welcome to the next part where we discover the real family tree.
The real family tree?
Part 36, who the fuck did I marry? The family tree. Please fasten your seatbelts and put the tray tables in the upright position.
Okay.
Let's go. All right. The cousin.
Are we ready? Are we ready?
I'm not going to name her. The cousin had reached out to me on Facebook, asked me to please give her a call. So this conversation was on the phone. Yes, I was actually speaking to her. She informs me again about the whole he's up there. He's telling everyone that he walked in on me cheating on him. It was with a law enforcement officer and that the law enforcement officer used his duty weapon to threaten him to get him out of the house. The reason why I'm particularly mentioning the fact that he said it was law enforcement is because he was trying to get a family member, like one of his cousins, to call the agency of the law enforcement officer and file a complaint, which in hopes would then start an internal affairs investigation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you
So,
serious?
female cousin is on the phone with me. She's telling me everything that he is telling them. She's like, look, we know he a liar. We don't fuck with him. He's been a liar since a kid, but he's also family. She said, we didn't know at all who you are. So I thought
But
that
even your family's like, he's a liar. This is why we don't fuck with him. Like oh my God.
was interesting because I was like, you didn't know who I was, but his brother knew who I was. And so again, that's when I said to her that I was like, I talk, he's talked to his brother every day. So like, why wouldn't the brother tell y'all that he had gotten married? And so she said, what brother? And so I told her the brother's name. And she said, he told you that? I said, he was having the phone calls in front of me. So at this point, what the cousin said was, she was like, okay, I'm gonna confirm that with him. She was like, he lives up the street. So I'm gonna just confirm that with him.
Okay.
She was like, cause I'm pretty sure that they have been beefing for a while. I was like, I can only tell you what I saw, what I heard. That's all I can say. So then when she asked me about, well, how many brothers do you think he has? And I said, he has 4 brothers. Again, I listed all of them. This woman was like, he has 2 brothers. She said he has the twin and and he has the older brother, the one that he was on the phone with every morning, blah, 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 blah. I said, twin? Who's the twin? So this is where she explained to me. She said the parents, mom and dad, had the older brother. The older brother is about 5 or 6 years older than Legion. Legion and the younger brother who lives in Nashville, they are twins. So when he kept saying the younger brother, my younger brother by 2 years, it's his older brother by 20 minutes.
Wow.
They are twins. I have seen a picture of this brother. Yes, they do very much look alike, but I didn't know they were twins. It doesn't even matter. I didn't know they were twins. But definitely they had the same mom and dad. So she was like, no, that he's older than Legion by 20 minutes. They're twins. She said, so the parents had 3 boys, brother in Philly, the older brother, and the twins. She was like, who the hell are these sisters that you're talking about? So I tell her, I was like, Shantae and Kim.
Yeah.
She said, I don't know who Shantae is. She said, Kim is my daughter. Kim is not his sister.
Oh
Kim is my daughter.
God.
And she said, that's his cousin. She was like, and they haven't spoken in about 20 years. So.
What the hell?
No, that's not his sister. He does not have any sisters. And I said, well, then what about the other 2 brothers? She was like, what other 2 brothers? I said, the brothers from his dad. She was like, you mean to tell me this man is going around telling people, I know somebody's going to quote Nicki Minaj, lying on your dead mama, but try not to. She said, you mean to tell me this man is walking around lying on his dad, saying that his dad had kids outside of his mom? And I kind of stuttered like, yeah.
And remember, this guy also lied. Didn't he say his stepdaughter died from COVID?
She was like, he does not. She said, I have no idea who those 2 men are.
Oh my God.
She said, those are not his brothers.
Oh
but if y'all
my
remember,
gosh.
I've met those 2. And he introduced them as, man, this is my brother, John. This is my brother, Matt, type thing. And so they both were like, oh, my sister, it's good to meet you. It's good to meet you. Remember that, because obviously I do eventually talk to those 2 men again. So she says to me, the family tree is mom and dad, the 3 sons. She was like, there are no sisters. She said, I don't have a clue who Shantae is. She said, Kim is my daughter, so that's just their cousin. But again, they ain't spoken in 20 years. I said, okay. And then there was the grandmother. She said, yeah, she named the grandmother. She was like, yeah, she died in like 2008. I said, yeah, he told me that she died in 2020. And that, all of you were coming down for the memorial service. And she's just like, she died in 2008. I said, then there was the uncle who also died from COVID. She was like, which uncle is that? I told her the name. She said, he's been dead since 2010.
Oh my gosh.
I said, okay, what about the cousin nicknamed Junebug? Everybody got a cousin. If you're not African-American, we all know a Junebug somewhere. And she just was like, oh yeah, cousin Junebug. She was like, man, that's crazy what happened to him. And I was like, what do you mean what happened to him? Because I know he has talked to his cousin Junebug on the phone, a few months prior. Okay. He was like, and so she said to me, she said, yeah, he had passed away in 2016. So this is now 3 people that she's naming that I recall him having either a story about or a phone call with, and she's telling me that they are all passed away.
Oh my gosh. It's like,
so this is when the conversation kind of changes, and she's like, you know what? She said, let me speak to the older brother because he probably wants to talk to you. She's like, you probably should talk to him, and a lot of your questions will get answered. She was like, this dude's been lying ever since he was a kid. She was like, she said, literally, we don't fuck with him. I remember her saying that verbatim. She was so adamant. She was like, and when he showed up here out the blue, talking about how his wife cheated on him with a law enforcement officer, and how the guy took his gun out and threatened him to leave the house. She was like, we knew something was up. She was like, that's why I had to find out who you were and reach out to you and find out the truth. I said, there was no other guy. There was no law enforcement officer. And she was like, yeah, because he was telling us where to do work and how we should go ahead and help him file a complaint so that this dude could lose his job. I said, there is no other person. I said, I kicked him out. That was me, all by myself. No gun, just my fist. And so she said, he's telling us that he had gotten married. And then she was like, apparently y'all had a baby. So she was like, so you got a kid with him? So I had explained to her. I said, no. I
He even said they have a kid together?
said I had a miscarriage back in June of 2020. And I had to have surgery in July. So she was just like, girl. So she started like really being encouraging and was saying, you dodged a bullet, honey. She was like, I don't wish this. She's like, I know he my family, but I don't wish him on no woman.
I don't wish him on no woman coming from his blood.
So we've had each other's number. She was like, if you need anything, please feel free to call me. She was like, I've had my own issues with him. I've had my own issues in life. But she was like, get your divorce and be done with him. Then she said, I'm going to put you in contact with the older brother. Next part is me finally talking to the older brother that he had been talking to every morning.
Okay. Oh my God.
Part 37, who the fuck did I marry? So at this point in time, I have
How does this just keep getting better and better and better?
filed for divorce. I paid for the filing fee. I'm representing myself pro se, and it should be an uncontested divorce. During this time, Legion had driven to Philly, lied to his family, and said I had cheated on him, that he caught me, and that the guy I cheated on him with was a law enforcement officer who used his gun to threaten him to get out the house. None of that was true. At some point while he was in Philly, he ran out of options in terms of where he could stay. Family members did not want him to stay with them. Apparently, a lot of bridges were burned, according to the female cousin I had talked to on the phone. So he left Philly and went to Augusta. Okay. Yes, what you were hearing is correct. He drove from Georgia to Philly, stayed in Philly for about 3-4 days, left Philly, drove back to Georgia, went to Augusta. Keep in mind, if you have lost your notes at this point, he was raised in Philly and did high school in Augusta before he went to California. Yeah. So he has family in Augusta. So at this point, he's on his way to Augusta to stay with a new set of people. The reason why this is important is because what I have is a divorce settlement agreement. That divorce settlement agreement has to be signed by the two of us, where we are basically telling the court, look, this is what he's keeping. This is what I'm keeping. I need his signature. Let me repeat that.
What happens if he doesn't sign?
Need his signature because I wanted a very quick and painless divorce as much as it could be. So by this time, this is now around June 25th. So around June 25th, he's now in Augusta. He had left the house June 17th. So between June 17th and June 24th is the trip to Philly, then leaving Philly, coming to Augusta. My aunt and my little cousin get in the car with me and I drive to Augusta with a rag on my head, some sweatpants, and a tank top because it's July, so it's hot. But we ride to Augusta. I had spoken to him. I had said, I just need you to sign this piece of paper. And he was like, I'll get to it when I get to it. No. We're going to get to it as quickly as possible. Okay. So that means I got to drive to Augusta tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. I'm going to do that because I need that signature. I ain't telling this. This was my attitude. Sure enough, went ahead, drove down there. I met him at the UPS store in Augusta. It's in the same Kroger shopping center. They had a notary there because I needed the papers to be notarized. So he pulls up. It's only been a week since I last saw him. It has been months since my aunt saw him. Yeah. Okay. She had no idea of the condition that he was in. Again, I'm telling y'all, when I met him, when he met my family, he was like a size 3X. In just a short span of time for a week, he easily could have been in an extra large, maybe even a large. Wow. But was wearing 3X clothes. So he has told me this whole time, he didn't know I had spoken to his family. Yeah. Okay. Probably need to put that in there. He did not know I had spoken to his cousin. So he was telling me that he had a place to stay. He was staying with some family members and everything was cool. He told me he was going back to Augusta because he had a job. That's what he told me. Okay. The family member, the cousin told me, oh no, it's not that he had a job. We kicked his ass out because he's still lying and we don't want anything to do with him. So when I saw him get out of the car, I immediately knew you probably have not washed in 3 days. I'm not overreacting. Oh, wow. His nails had not been cut. So his nails were a bit long. He smelled like the Chattahoochee dump on a hot summer Georgia day. He stunk so bad. And for a moment, I did not recognize the man that I was legally married to. Oh my gosh. I did not recognize him. He almost looked, what's the word? Emaciated. if I may be saying, I may be mispronouncing it, but the way someone looks
Emaciated.
when they've lost so much weight and it's almost like your skin and bones. He
Yeah.
obviously he looked homeless. He smelled homeless. And my heart just kind of broke. It kind of did. I'll be honest, it kind of broke. It did not break enough for me to not get that signature though. So when he walked into the UPS store, you clearly could see that some of the people were like, you know, let me get away from him.
It's karma. It's karma. He was using her for everything. He had a bed to sleep in, a shower, all that stuff. He's got shit now and nobody. And I love this for him. Your story is almost as fucked as her, but doesn't have a happy ending. Queen, I want to hear your story one day. And you have a happy ending. You're here and you have support and love and friends. And you seem to be doing better. Satan said something Chantel will never have to worry about. True. Suburban Hillbilly said Chattahoochee is a river that runs through Atlanta. It used to be beautiful. It's now very polluted and not safe to swim there. Thank you for letting us know, Suburban. It gets worse for him. Good. I can't wait. I did see you guys, Foodie uploaded a grocery haul. So we're going to watch a few more because I'm hooked on this. And then we're going to go check out the grocery haul. And then I'm planning on probably coming back tonight to finish this. I'm planning on it because I don't think I could wait a whole day. I can't wait till tomorrow to know more. I'm hooked. Hugh, you shared a really good one.
I just was like, okay, so I just need you to sign right here. And I just need you to sign right there. Okay. And then a woman named Lauren came over and notarized the papers. And then we were done because he signed a divorce agreement. He didn't even read it. Reason why I'm pointing that out is because he didn't read the part where what's left in the house now belongs to me.
Yeah.
Where he took technically what he was going to take. Everything else in that home belongs to me. Remember, I told y'all he had left all his Invicta watches. He had left all his WWE championship belts, his Jordans, a lot of his clothes, his Cole Haans. He had left all that stuff. He never even read the divorce agreement. So he signed it. I signed it.
Okay.
Lauren notarized it.
Okay.
We leave the store and I said, have you eaten? And he was like, yeah, I ate. It's just, my knee. So again, he's talking about the knee, but if you saw him, you would know there's way more to it than the knee. So I said to him, look, since you met me here, let me give you some money so you can get you some chicken nuggets. Yeah, that's what I said. You can get you some chicken.
She's such a good person. She's such a good person.
Nuggets. So I believe I gave him like $5 or $6. Go get you some chicken. I think I Zelled it to him actually. Okay. Just go get you some food. Then because where he parked was not far. It was like, okay, I'm parked here. He's parked in front of me in the other row. So there's that aisle that you can drive down. So I walked him to the car and I saw the condition of the inside of the car. And that's when I knew he's been living in his car.
Good.
He's been living in his car. So clearly I no longer had a question of, so where's this offshore account? Where's the U.S. bank savings account?
Yeah.
Where's the checking account?
Lies.
Didn't have that question anymore. Because if you had money, you wouldn't be living in your car.
Exactly.
You would not be in the same clothes that you were in when you left my house on June 17th. And this is now June 25th.
Oh.
So he was like, I'm gonna be all right. I'm about to start a new job. I'm gonna be cool. I got a family member I can stay with. Everything's gonna be okay. All right. I said, I will let you know when the divorce is granted. I said, I will send you a copy of the divorce decree. And he was like, okay. He said, well, how long do you think that's gonna take? I said, I'm not sure. I thought I had to wait 30 days before I could file the divorce agreement settlement form. And then the judge would grant it in 30 days. So basically, this is like June 25th. I'm looking at the end of August that it would take for the divorce to be granted, assuming there were no hiccups, assuming he didn't decide he was going to pull a fast one. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to file this. And then once we get the divorce decree, I'll send you a copy. He said, okay. He got in his car. I got in my car. I drove all the way back home and he went to wherever he went. Next part is the next series of lies that I was faced with.
Okay.
All right. Part 38 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
Do we want to watch one more or do we want to save the rest for later tonight? I could go. I'm all for either one. She is amazing. He was smelling. Oh, to be in the same pair of clothes for that amount of time. Yeah, he had to have stunk. Living in a car too. We got to get to the shoe. One more. Okay.
I'm going to call this.
I like her sweater. I like her sweater. It's cute.
Housekeeping and missing pieces. So housekeeping, first and foremost, as much as I know you all have enjoyed this series and some of you have told me how entertaining you have found it, the story will be done this week.
I don't know when he lost his job, but maybe at this point she just assumed he never really had one, so he didn't have to lie anymore. and say, oh, I lost it. He's just like, I'm going to be looking for a job. That's the only thing that makes sense in my head. But
So in other words, I don't care how many parts I got to film. It will be done this weekend. We're not going to drag it into the new week. So I just want to let everyone know that. So please be sure to tell your sisters, your mamas, your aunties, your cousins, your best friends, hey, y'all, go ahead and watch all the parts because she's saying she's wrapping it up this weekend.
If you ever see this, where did you get that? Because the color is beautiful and the pattern. And Foodie, you need to take some lessons from her. Like, this is cute. This is so cute.
But I'll leave the playlist up, so don't worry. Also, let's see. I'm sorry for the people who are like, I keep talking really slow. I didn't know that I was, and they're like, you're just long-winded. I'm very detailed. So that's probably what you're feeling, is that I'm detailed and I'm trying to get everything out, again, in a responsible manner. So you all have asked me if I will do a live. Yes, I will. I don't have any issue doing a live. I feel like if you're gonna put the story out there, you know you're gonna get questions. So if you stand on business and you stand on what you said, do the live. So yes, I will do a live, and I will let you all know when I'm gonna do a live. So it won't just be some random shit. I will actually do a live and let everyone know. So that way, if you have questions, bring them. The issue with doing a live is that I need moderators. So because I just anticipate a lot of people have questions and I'm just one person, and I don't want to be accused of she's ignoring my question, which means there's holes in her story. Y'all, we all know how TikTok is. So, but I will absolutely do a live. That's the housekeeping. Missing pieces. So when I said before that it's important to me that I'm responsible in how I tell the story, meaning I'm clear and I go in detail, I realized that I left out some missing parts, and it was brought to my attention by a number of you. Thank you, because I'm all for accountability. I did not go into how my ex-husband Legion left the condiment company and then went to Apple. I also did not go into detail on when my mom came to visit. Both of those were in the month of April. I was going to go into detail a little bit more on the Apple situation because, as you probably have figured out, of course, something came out later on. But nevertheless, in terms of April of 2021, my mom came for a visit. She lived in Arkansas. She came to visit us. She came to visit us after we had that whole sexting on Facebook incident and just after we had started marital counseling. There were no fireworks during her visit. Nothing was weird.
Okay.
I did talk about how my family's always been there. And if you spoke with my mom, she would tell you she didn't see anything out of the ordinary. But there was something in her spirit that just didn't sit right. She didn't talk to me about it at the time. She did not raise her concerns. She simply, when she came to visit, we welcomed her with open arms.
Yeah.
Legion was excited to meet her. She was excited to meet him. We took my mom out to eat. It was a typical, very quiet, non-active visit.
I like how she did her story. I like that we still have more episodes to look forward to. I like that it wasn't like, I don't know, just one bit. I don't know how to explain it, but I like how she set it up, and I don't think she's going too slow, but I also have her sped up. So there's that.
I didn't know what my mother thought until later on. So she didn't share with me during the visit, something don't seem right. She and I sat in the guest room talking. I never told her anything that was going on. Number one, because again, it goes back to that mindset of what happens in my marriage needs to stay in my marriage. And I talk about how I didn't think looking back, it was not a good idea that I told my aunt what had happened. My aunt is not the type that's going to tell my mother that. Yeah. In other words, if you confide in her, she keeps it between you and her. So my mom never knew that there were any issues.
Yeah.
And so there was nothing for her to be on mama bear mode. Had she known, this would have been a very different trip, but she didn't know. So she did come to visit. Everything went fine. He and I put on a united front. Oh, we're so happy. We're so, in love. And yes, behind the scenes was a whole different story.
Yeah.
He talked to her about how he was looking to buy a house and how he told her how work was going, how his job, how his job was going, bragging as usual, which I did tell my mom, look, he's going to talk about himself and money a lot. So just change the subject. If he brings up a house, change the subject. That was my instructions to her.
When you have to warn your mom.
Because I was like, I don't even want to get into the whole house situation. So other than that, uneventful. Now, once my mom left, this is still in April, everything was fine with him at the condiment company. As far as I knew, everything was fine. What ended up happening is he randomly came home one day and starts complaining about changes that are going on at the company. When he started complaining about those changes, it was things like, keep in mind, he is not VP of the company. He was VP of, I keep getting it wrong, but I think it was VP of production is what the memo says. So he was not the second in command for the company. He was upset that he was being blamed for production stats, that the production was down. He was upset that his plant manager apparently had resigned. He was upset.
So is he setting up a story for why he's going to leave this job and why he's not going to have one?
That some of the policy changes that were coming into play that would affect his plant. These are the things that he was coming home and complaining about. Literally, He would complain. He started complaining Monday. By Friday, he said, you know what, if they continue doing this, then I just need to find another job.
Oh
He was like, I think I'm gonna call my
gosh.
homeboy that I work with at Apple and I'm gonna see, you know, what they have available. Yes, there were red flags going up. Of
Yeah,
course there
it was all Willie's fault, Hugh. It was Willie's fault.
were. At this point, we're not even dealing with United Nations of red flags. We are dealing with the Olympics. We are dealing with the parade of all nations. Everybody got a red flag. So when he said that, I was kind of like, okay, because I had become numb to all the antics that he did. I was numb to it. So he literally said, I think I'm gonna call my homeboy and I'm gonna see what's at Apple. My response to him was, well, what about your salary? Would you take a pay cut? He was like, no, I'm not gonna take a pay cut. Like, I wouldn't leave unless it's gonna be the same amount or more money. Y'all, the next week, last week of April, I'm at work, minding my own business. He calls me and tells me I've decided to resign.
Oh my gosh.
You what? I've decided to resign. Don't worry. Don't get all crazy. I had talked to my homeboy. There is a position at Apple, and I'm on my way there now to go and meet him so that I can get some information on the position.
Wow.
We're married, y'all. We're married. So what I said to him was, well, will you get all this in writing? His words to me were, of course I'm gonna get it in writing. I'm not stupid. You know what? I don't even want to talk to you no more. Click. That's the end of April. So that is how I was introduced to this Apple job. Again, if you stick with the series, you will find out exactly what happened. But that's how I was introduced to the Apple job. It literally was in a span of within 2 weeks. And he resigned from the condiment company and immediately said, I'm going to move over to Apple. Just wanted to clarify that.
For somebody who moves jobs like that, I'm thinking like when people get like temporary jobs, you know how there's companies that will like sign you up and you do like a lot of temp service jobs. I don't know. I'm really interested in this though. So you guys, I think we're going to finish it a little later. We're going to finish. Okay. One more. I can't. One more. And then we have to go. We'll go to Foodie.
We will continue on.
I'm hooked.
Part 39. Who the fuck did I marry? Everything you're going to hear probably in this part and the next part, all of this happens in the month of July, 2021. Divorce has been filed. It was filed the end of June. I got his signature on the divorce settlement agreement. I thought that I had to wait 30 days before I could actually file that with the court. And so this is kind of in the limbo period because I'm still within those 30 days. So he left a book bag at the house, a book bag that had all kind of paperwork in there. Inside the book bag, this is the paperwork that I found. Number one, I found a packet from the condiment company where it showed his 401k contributions. It also stated in there that he had been terminated. So he was terminated from the condiment company, according to the paperwork in the packet that I saw in the book bag that he left at my house.
Oh my God.
Also in the book bag were paycheck stubs from a previous job where he worked at a cemetery.
Okay.
The same cemetery that he took me to show me where his grandmother and grandfather were buried. So let's go ahead. I'll do this video and say, this is what he told me. This is what I confirmed. He told me his grandmother and grandfather were buried there. He showed me a headstone with a family name on it. If you go back in previous parts, I talk about it. The truth is they are not buried there. He is of no relation to the people who are buried at that particular gravesite. Only reason why he knew about it is because he had worked there.
Oh my gosh! Remember when we were listening to her talk about that and we found it odd that it just said a family name, like it said whatever the name was, like the Washington, I don't know, whatever. It didn't say like specific names, and we thought that was weird. Like it didn't say Sam and Sally or whoever and whoever, because like usually each grave is marked. So he only knew about it because he worked there.
Also in the book bag, it was a copy of a driver's license that he had. The address on the driver's license, now this I still don't have an answer to, but the address on the driver's license was the same address as the cemetery. Because I looked it up on Google. Also in the book bag was paperwork from another construction company job, meaning it was paycheck stubs from another construction company here in Atlanta that he had worked for. It did not have dates on it, so I don't know when he worked for the construction company. Also in the book bag paperwork was unemployment paperwork. So it looked like he had been receiving unemployment just before I met him. I met him in March. It looked like he had been receiving unemployment January and February. So once again, let's confirm. He did not work for the condiment company for 6 to 7 years.
Yeah, so we've been wondering too how, because he's paying for some things. So like, how does he have money if he's lying about being the vice president of productions because he had all these other little sides?
So in there were scraps of paper from a temp agency.
Oh my God.
It was information on the job that he had been placed at. Where was that job? The condiment company.
So he was doing, oh my God.
Would be a forklift / loader is what it said. So I interpret that to mean he can drive a forklift, but he would have been loading up the 18-wheelers for them to go out to their deliveries. Also in this book bag was paperwork from Clayton County courts, I believe, for a weekend. What is it called? A weekender jail. It was like a weekender jail receipt. So I had to do some research. So apparently what that means is that there is an option where if you have a job, let's say you were sentenced to 60 days in jail, but you have a full-time job. Apparently the court can say, okay, you'll go to jail on the weekends. So in other words, you have to report to the jail on Friday at 5 o'clock and you'll be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You will get out Sunday at 6 o'clock. Apparently that's actually a real thing. So what was in the book bag were multiple yellow receipts for different weekends that he had to report and get out of jail.
Oh my God.
Last but not least, there were some additional pictures, and then there were some, and when I say pictures, I'm talking about family photos. And then there was another additional copy of his driver's license with the Douglasville address. I looked up that address. The name associated with that address was the same name as the ex-girlfriend that he had in between the ex-wife and me. If you go back to the video where I talk about the conversation I had with the ex-wife, she tells me that the address was going to come back to the ex-girlfriend. I'm simply saying that is correct. So what she told me is true. So because of everything that I found, I decided to go down a new rabbit hole. Again, just recapping what I said.
Part-time jail thing is real. It's real. I never had the luxury of being offered that. I just went whenever they took me. But somebody I knew in high school got in trouble. And so he went to I don't know if it was work release or what they said, but he couldn't serve time during the week. So he would come I think he did 3 weekends or whatever. He'd go in on a Friday and came out Sunday night.
Said in previous videos, ex-husband was always a stickler about law enforcement. His dad was a retired police officer. I'm just telling y'all the story. His dad was a retired police officer. Mom was a retired teacher. After his dad retired, they moved to Augusta. Started a church.
I'm kind of jealous I was never offered the weekend treatment. That would have been much better than during the week. It sucked.
He took me to that church in Augusta the same day that he took me to meet his aunt who lived in Augusta. So these are now things that he actually took me to, just like he took me to the cemetery. So that's what I found in the book bag. The weekender jail receipts. I went ahead and went online to find out exactly why did he have to go to jail for the weekend. And I'm going to end this part here. The next part has to do with his criminal history. Part 40, who the fuck did I marry?
Okay, we're obviously staying again. Every time I say we're going to go, eventually we'll get to Foodie Beauty. I just don't know when.
So we're now at the point of July 2021.
Okay.
We're at the point where I've spoken to the female cousin, and she gave me the phone number for the older brother. For the purposes of this video, we're going to call him Chris. Chris was very nice. I called him. He was gracious. He was willing to answer whatever questions I had. And what he said to me was, he said, my brother has always been a liar. He's always been a liar. He said, but ask me what questions you have and I'll confirm what's real and what's not. First question I had was, when was the last time you spoke to him? Without missing a beat, Chris says, 2015, just after our mother's funeral. I explained to him about the phone calls. The fact that Legion would be on the phone for 30, 35 minutes, laughing, talking to Chris, relaying messages from Chris to me, and relaying messages from me to Chris. Without missing a beat, Chris says he was never talking to me.
So was it one of his many girlfriends, or is he just a psychopath pretending he's talking to people? Thank God the phone never rang and he didn't get an incoming call.
And he said, now I am going to say this. Maybe he was on the phone, but he was not on the phone with me. He said, because he knows that if I ever see him, I'm going to whoop his ass. And I'm laughing because obviously Legion loves to say I'm gonna whoop somebody's ass.
You know what, Renee? It's true. We don't need her. We got this, and it's much better.
So for the people who are confused, wait, what does this mean about the phone calls? What this means is every single time that my ex-husband was on the phone, holding his phone like this, talking, laughing, cracking jokes. Hey, my wife said that, we could go later on this evening and all this other stuff.
Man, was he talking to no one? I don't know. If he's pretending, if he's faking all this, he's even crazier than we thought.
Every time they were doing things like that, every time he was having a phone call or conversation that he claims to be with Chris, no one is on the phone. No one's on the phone. That is what that means. So I'm on the phone with Chris. My mind is spinning. It is blowing up like a volcano. I mean, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy because what this means is that for the past 4 or 5 months, every morning that he is having a phone call with his brother Chris, I am now understanding in real time that phone call was completely fake.
Oh my God.
So Chris tells me
Crazy.
maybe he was talking to somebody else, but it wasn't me. He said the only family member that Legion actually talks to is the twin. And that's only because for some reason, I guess it's their twins, he helps him out when he needs it. Legion only calls the twin when he needs money.
Wow.
And the twin, according to Chris, now this is the part that might blow some minds. The twin brother, the one that is older by 20 minutes, is VP of his company, is married, drives a luxury car, and lives in like a 4 or 5 bedroom house in Nashville.
Oh my God.
So Chris is saying to me, he was like, it sounds like he took the identity of the twin and was trying to act like that's his life. And it's not. He was like, that nigga ain't never had no money, ain't never kept a job a long period of time. And he was like, and you're telling me that he claims he was VP of a company? And so he was like, did you ever see anything? Did you ever meet people like Chris? I respect the fact that he was asking me the same questions y'all are asking me. Did you ever meet any family members? And I told him, I said, I met your aunt. Well, what aunt is that? I told him her name. He said, that ain't our damn aunt. I don't know if y'all have ever dealt with people from Philly. So he was just laughing. He was like, that ain't our aunt. He said, that is our mother's best friend. And I don't trust that hoe.
I don't trust that hoe.
I'm sorry. It's the way he said it that it makes me laugh. Anyway, he's like, I don't trust her. I don't trust her at all. She is not our aunt. She was our mother's best friend when our mother was living in Augusta. She's not our aunt. So then I explained to him about the other brothers. The brothers, remember, there were 2 half brothers from his dad. One lived in Baltimore, one lived in Augusta. Chris is on the phone saying, I don't know who them niggas are. They ain't related to us. He said, our dad never had other kids. He was like, so you mean to tell me this nigga going around telling people that our dad had kids on our mom? And I said to him, well, the way he actually put it is that the 2 brothers came before y'all. He was like, hell no. No.
Oh.
So then I explained to him about the sisters. He was like, who the hell is Shantae? And I was like, Shantae, apparently, again, I'm just telling you what I was told. Shantae is a sister that lives in Douglasville, married with 2 kids. He was like, no, we don't have a sister. Told him about Kim. He was like, Kim's not our sister. She's a cousin. And he said to me, and I know she ain't talked to him in forever in 2 days. He said, so everyone, the only people who are his family members is Chris and the twin. He's like, we got some cousins up here. I told him about Junebug. I told him about the uncle. I told him about the grandmother. And he's just sitting back like, oh my God. He was like, I realize that every relationship my brother gets in, he gets worse. And it sounds like he is actually worse than what he was in the last relationship.
Wow.
And I thought he was talking about the ex-wife that I had spoken to. No. He had no idea there was another wife. Because again, he hasn't spoken to him since 2015. So he was like, the best thing I can say to you is this. He said, thank God you ain't have kids with him. He said, get your divorce and forget you ever met this man. And he was like, and I know how that sounds because he's my brother. He said, but if I didn't have to claim him, I wouldn't.
Ooh.
And I said to him something that I should have probably said in this whole TikTok series. This is not someone that you forget. This is not a situation that, man, I don't even remember him. No. What I don't remember is the version of myself before I met him, because nothing so far has turned out to be true. The only thing that Chris was able to tell me is true is that, number one, yes, there is a brother in Philly, him. Yes, there is a brother in Nashville, the twin. Yes, both parents are deceased. That is what I was told from the beginning. Those pieces of information are true. The grandmother did die in 2008. He was like, no, she didn't. She definitely didn't die in 2020. I told him how I found the obituary. And so he was like, and the uncle, he said, which uncle is he talking about? Because if you guys remember, back in one of the parts, I talk about where he said his uncle was giving him advice on why he should not open up his savings account to let me see it. He would not let me see it. And so I'm telling Chris about the uncle, and he was like, that uncle been dead for years. I told him about Junebug. He said, Junebug been dead for years. Wow. And I said, Chris, he was having conversations with Junebug on the phone in front of me. He was like, it wasn't Junebug. He said, it sounds like my brother was making up the conversations.
He's psycho.
He said he definitely was making up the conversations with me. He said, hell no, I ain't gonna be on the phone at 6 o'clock in the morning. So the conversation with Chris solidified that this is the actual family tree. And no, there were never any conversations with his brother every morning when I was getting ready to go to work. They had never talked.
Legit psychopath. Like, he's a legit psychopath. They were all separate times. Hot tea. Oh, the marriages? Yeah. Money changes people. Okay, I'm truly shocked he didn't have another full-ass family out there. Wife and kids. I'm shocked too. But I was sleeping breeze. I know.
On to the next part. Part 41, who the fuck did I marry? So this is
I will never forget that. When a cheater gets caught, it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Continuation of my conversation with Chris, which will then lead into some other stuff. So Chris has confirmed that he has not spoken to Legion since 2015. So now we know that the phone calls that Legion was having every morning on the phone with Chris when we were, getting ready to go to work, the phone calls were fake. I demonstrated in the last video how I think how he was doing those phone calls, because he would relay messages from me to whoever was on the phone. So Chris and I also then talked about their parents. So if you remember in the beginning, I told you from the get-go, this man was, very respectful of law enforcement because his dad was a retired Philadelphia police officer. The mom was a retired teacher.
I thought he was a pastor too.
And so he had the utmost respect for law enforcement. That's what he used to always say. Because, again, there's a lot that he lied about. So I'm trying to only highlight the big things because, truthfully, it got to a point where when he would say that as a VP in his company, he had a meeting with the local sheriff. Child, we know that's a lie. So I don't even need to go into detail about that because, again, why? So I told Chris what Legion said about their dad being a retired police officer. And I was explaining how he said the mom was a retired teacher. So Chris listened. Again, very gracious, very nice guy. He listened and he was like, so are you ready for me to tell you what's true and what's not? And at this point, I was already convinced I was going to be drinking heavily that night after this phone call. So I was like, go ahead. All right. So here's what Legion said. Legion said, my dad was a retired police officer with Philadelphia PD. When he retired, he and my mom moved to Augusta. I was there for high school, and they started a church. He took me to that church in Augusta and showed me where the church that they started.
Okay.
The truth. Dad, according to Chris, their dad was nowhere near the church. That man ain't go to church on Easter. He ain't go to church on Christmas. He was like, my dad he ain't stepped foot in the church since the day he got married.
Oh my gosh! This guy's what he lies about is just wild. It's wild. Bye, Joe. Have a great day. I love that his family was like, F this guy. I love it too. I love it.
That was the last time he went to church. He didn't have nothing to do with church. He said that their father was the furthest thing from a pastor. And he was like, I love my dad, but that man drank, smoked, and he was not a pastor. The mom was not a retired teacher. She did substitute teach at one point, but she was not a retired teacher.
Okay.
The dad was a truck driver. And not only was the dad a truck driver, at one point, he was a correctional officer. And so I said to Chris, I was like, yeah, I said, I had no idea, of course. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So now we know the truth. The dad was never in law enforcement. And I'm not knocking correctional officers. I want to make very clear because I know that sometimes people that work in law enforcement feel like, look, when I'm out there patrolling, that is not the same as being a correction officer, and correction officers may feel the same. So I just want to give the distinction between the two. So the dad at one point was a correction officer.
Correction officers are strictly jail and prison, correct? And then there's obviously like probation officers, and then there's law enforcement. But I think in my experience, they're mainly in the jails and prisons.
However, his primary career was a truck driver. And so the dad would do long hauls. So Chris is explaining, no, he was like, now that's funny. He said, if you knew our dad, you would understand how funny that is to even insinuate that he was a pastor. And so I told him about the church that we went to. He was like, oh, okay. So he took you to a church in Augusta and told you that was our parents' church. He was like, now our mom used to go to church, every now and then. But he said, our dad ain't been to church since the day he married mom.
Oh my God.
So the church that Legion took me to and said that his parents started that church, that was not true. So he just took me on a field trip for nothing, basically.
Wow.
So I told him about the weekend because I did tell Chris where I worked. And that is when Chris said to me, because at the time I worked in a law enforcement agency. And he said to me, now, how does that work? He said, because Legion, he done been in trouble a few times. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I had not yet gone online into the court system to see what type of trouble he's been in. And so he explained to me, he was like, just run his criminal history and you'll see it for yourself. He said, because I don't know all the charges, but run his criminal history. I said, okay. He gave me some homework. I'll run his criminal history. So again, he cleared up a lot of stuff in regards to the family dynamics. He did explain to me that, yes, he does have a daughter. He and his ex-wife are divorced. And I said, well, Legion would talk about the niece, meaning Chris's daughter, and would send her stuff for her birthday. And he was like, he said, I'm almost positive my brother never sent anything for my daughter's birthday. Wow. And I explained to him, I said, isn't your daughter's name Egypt? He said, no. Who the hell is Egypt? And I said, I was told that was your daughter's name. That's the reason why I'm saying the name on here, because obviously we're about to confirm that's not the daughter. So I said, I was told that's your daughter's name. I said, I went with him to Rack Room Shoes and bought shoes for what I was told was your daughter. And she lived in St. Louis with your ex-wife. He said, no. He said, my daughter and my ex-wife do not live in St. Louis. He said, I don't know who Egypt is. He was like, are you
Who the shoes really for?
Sure, it wasn't for a woman. And I said, well, it was kids' shoes.
That doesn't mean anything.
And he was like, no. He said, and I told him, I said, I went to the UPS store, I mailed it, and it, you know, they printed the label with the girl's name on it, and I'm thinking this whole time it's Legion's niece. Chris is like, I don't know who that is. That's not even the name of one of our cousins. So I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen, who my ex-husband was buying girl shoes for.
Either somebody's kid trying to get, like, I don't know, or the person had really small feet. I don't know, but it's weird. It's really weird.
And had me sending them, telling me it's for his niece.
Peaches?
I have no idea. So Chris is like, yeah, he finally said to me the same thing the ex-wife said, which is pretty much whatever he told you is a lie.
Yeah.
And I'm being honest with you guys. It is very hard to comprehend that everything is a lie. Like, there has to be something that's true. I'm like, how is he paying? If he wasn't working at the condiment company, or he got fired from the condiment company, how is he still paying the bills? Keep in mind, we never joined our accounts. He wanted to, but we never did, because he wouldn't show me the offshore, the savings account, which of course never existed. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, I know that I saw his checking account. I know that I saw his savings account, and he had money in there. Something had to be true. Something had to be true.
I don't think.
And Chris was like, no. He said, it sounds like everything my brother said. Everything that he told you was made up. He said those phone calls were definitely made up. He said, I don't know who Egypt is. That's not any family member of ours. I don't know who Shantae is. We don't have a sister. He said, we don't have half brothers. He was like, I'm telling you who the family members are. He said, I am so sorry that my brother put you through this. So now let's go into the next part.
Okay. I think we're going to finish the rest tonight, you guys. I think, unless you want to do one more. I'm so torn. Apparently same size as someone here on the platform's mom. Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Her and her tiny feet and her thin hair. Oh, I can't believe he would tell women, like, oh, you remind me of your mom. Like, now looking back, it was the creepiest thing anybody. I love your thin hair like my mom's. Like, now it's super creepy. It's super creepy looking back. Hold on, I'm reading your guys' comments. Who were the shoes for that we don't know? Maybe Peaches has really small feet. Maybe he was talking to another woman with a kid, and he was like, oh, she likes those shoes, I'll send them. And then he made his wife pay for them. I don't know. Either way, it's creepy. It's creepy. If I spend too much time thinking about it, it creeps me out even more. Tonight, I got to go drive. Okay, we can watch the rest of this evening. So what did we leave off on? We're on part 42. So just in case for whatever reason this video disappears and I have to go back and find it, you guys remember we're on part 42, okay? So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to watch Foodie's grocery haul, and then we'll cover Twitter later when we cover the rest of this. There's more after 45 or whatever, right, Hugh? I feel like there's even more. I don't know. Hopefully there is, because I kind of don't want this story to ever end. I really don't. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull up the Foodie grocery haul. She's been looking like shit lately, you guys. Like absolute shit on a shoe. But I guess we're gonna watch her buy like 3 carrots, and we're supposed to believe that she's gonna eat them. I don't know. So it's a grocery haul in Kuwait. Like, we haven't seen this 855 times before, but you know, that's Foodie for you. Grocery haul. Oh God, this is another. It's a grocery haul. I mean, I don't know how many more of these she's gonna do. Like, we know what you eat. It's everything. We know what you don't eat. It's anything healthy. So I don't know how many of these we really need to have.
Who spent all this money on chicken strips and cheese?
Oh my gosh. How do we go from like top-notch content to like chicken and cheese?
Hi, welcome back to another video.
Are you drunk?
Hi guys, before you watch this video, I just want to let you know that I do cameos. Cameos are personalized videos that you can request, and I can say just about anything you want me to. If you want to wish someone a happy birthday, something like that, they make very good special occasion gifts, and it's yours to keep forever. Furthermore, they help support.
If you want to break up with somebody and you don't think it's going to happen easily, just buy them a Foodie Beauty cameo. There you go. I'm speeding her ass up. Sorry. I just am.
Support my channel. So thank you in advance, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.
Bye.
Hello guys. So I have a grocery haul for you. I'm going to be cooking, like I said. We've been eating out a lot, way too much. Up until like now, we've just been eating out.
Who's we?
So other than the cooking you've seen and some breakfast and that here and there. So I'm going to show you what I got for this grocery haul, and I'll tell you the prices at the end. We ordered from 2 different places online this time. So yeah, so let's get to. All right.
Brother.
So first we have some apricot juice, apricot nectar. I have a broccoli mix, broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots.
That'll go to waste.
We have some chicken strips.
Well,
Now,
she'll eat all those in an hour.
because Ramadan is coming, they have a lot of good sales. And they also, because Kuwait National Day is coming, like it's a holiday week coming up actually. So they also had some good sales. I want to try these. These are cheese flavored chicken fillets, crunchy ones.
You don't need those.
I air fry those when I'm craving like fried chicken. I have some corn. I really want to make a cottage pie, so stay tuned. 2 things of beef meatballs. These beef meatballs are really good quality, and they had them on sale. So I got 2 boxes.
What are you buying for your husband that's good, since he allegedly had his gallbladder out?
A whole chicken,
At least it's frozen, true.
a couple of beef stock cubes. I'm letting her try this Sheba. We already got her wet food, but we're letting her try a can to see if she likes it. We have some Parmesan cheese. We have some apricot jam. This with labna for breakfast on bread is so delicious. Some cooking cream. This is like processed cream cheese spread, kind of like Kraft. So yeah,
Processed cream cheese spread.
some cream cheese. This is good on like paratha or like chapati bread.
Bye, Queen.
Or it's good to add to like pasta sauces and stuff like that to make like a rosé. We have some Gouda slices. These are so good. These creamy Gouda slices for like grilled cheese or something. We have some 2 packs of halloumi.
So what is going to be your dinner? Meatballs, chicken tenders with cheese, and Sheba with some apricot, as you say, and pasta? Like what's...
We have 2 packs of mozzarella cheese, shredded, and some frozen Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts.
I do
Some more
too.
tomato paste, a huge staple here. I'll put that here. Goes on the stand here. And we have some full-fat yogurt, plain yogurt. I use it like sour cream, basically, and I really want to make some fajitas. So stay tuned for that as
Oh my
well. All right.
gosh, remember when she killed the cheese quesadilla with all the yogurt?
I'm going to put a second load up here, and I'll see you soon.
See you soon. I didn't notice. Wait, what does it say? I didn't notice right away that my shirt was unbuttoned, but luckily I have a shirt on underneath. Yeah, luckily. Thank you.
All right, so I'm starting this round with Alci Zero Sugar Cola. It's a different brand I'm going to try. It's also from Saudi Arabia. Put you up here. Have some water.
I'm not trying to be mean, but do you see how you've like deformed yourself, Foodie? It's wild.
Stay hydrated, guys. All right, I have some 4 sticks of unsalted butter.
She's saying stay hydrated. My message to the world is going to be check your blood sugar if you need to, because she drinks a lot of water these days.
3 things of labna. 2 jars of pasta sauce. 4 cranberry juices. I ordered 4, and it must have come in a pack of 6. They just took the 2 out. Some tuna fish.
Hey, baby.
Also put that here.
She is out of breath.
I got some tikka masala paste. I want to make chicken tikka masala. In this bag, I have a huge 5 kg thing of basmati rice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That'll be gone before Friday.
I forgot to charge my mini fan. And this is a workout for me. I know, pathetic. I have some minced meat, 95%.
Considering you're just talking about groceries and putting some into the fridge, it should be very concerning to you. You're that out of breath. Like you're not running a marathon. You're not doing anything other than talking about the food you got.
And from chilled New Zealand beef. This is like for Ramadan, for when people come over. Something to put out. This is mamul. It's like a date cookie with date inside. And this is covered in white chocolate.
We're supposed to believe people come over to your place for Ramadan. I mean, maybe 2 people stopped by before, but after what's come out about Salah, like I'm supposed to believe you have company. People have to worry about if they're going to get pooped on in the hour that they're there.
Really good. We have some chili flavored tortilla for some fajita. We have some olive oil, completely out.
So annoying.
Some chicken tenders, plain tenders, some white bread, some macaroni, the long one.
She had to pick white bread. That has to be like the worst for you to choose.
And some short one. Like 2 kgs of onions, red. Some nice looking romaine. And some green peppers. Yes, we have no more from that huge haul. Okay, I'm going to put this away. Yola.
She's struggling.
Making one trip. Yeah.
It's not like you're going from the car to like 3 stories up. You're right next to the fridge, like right next to it. And please, you just have to take the doors off and you can move them so they don't open that way. I don't know if you know that.
I like mixing butter and olive oil when I'm cooking. I'm going to use the meat soon, so I'll put it in the fridge. Chicken tenders. Labna.
Look on her face.
I'm putting my onions in the fridge. I don't care what anyone says. Feel free to give me your feedback in the comments, but I tried leaving them out and they grow those like legs things and the antennas.
Her stomach is wider than that whole door.
And then they don't last as long. So I'm putting them in the fridge. I cleaned my fridge today, so it's not hard. I don't have to move things around. I love it. Ugh.
I guess not from that angle, but when she stepped in front of it, I was like, damn, when the fridge is like when your stomach is bigger than a whole ass fridge. I guess not, Freya.
And I can't bend all the way, so I just throw the food in the fridge. Ugh.
Domestic goddess, folks.
Got some bread here. Olive oil can stay here on the stove. Pasta.
What's a domestic goddess? We're just plopping things around, throwing things in.
These I'm going to freeze.
Literally throws it.
Cupboards.
I've never seen somebody actually just throw things into their fridge, ever. Oh my god.
We have many litter bags now. I also got a thing of paper towel. Since I've been in Kuwait, I have not, this is the first time buying paper towel. We usually use tissue paper or reusable towels, but
I don't believe you because I was just going to tell you should definitely do reusable. But then I have to remember you don't do laundry. You don't believe in it. So I guess paper is your best option. But it's really bad for this environment. So you should always try reusable.
whatevs. Right. Almarai mixed berry juice. Our favorite juice here.
More juice. Wow.
And this is just 5 kg of potatoes. It looks like russet, maybe. Yeah.
She's about to burst all the buttons. She is.
They're dirty and they smell like earth.
Like you.
Phew.
Dirty.
Potatoes. Gonna be eating a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
Great. But that's it. That's it for this haul. So I'll put the prices somewhere here.
Oh, 166 Canadian dollars, 123 US dollars. But I don't feel like she has multiple meal options. Like in my head, when I shop, like I want to cover meals at least for a few days so I don't always have to run to the store. And then you want a variety of things, not just like cheese, potatoes, and pasta. Like you want to have a salad, you want to have some fruit, you want to have a nice healthy serving of veggies. Like she eats like shit. She does. But we're supposed to think she's losing weight.
Here. I'm going to see how many meals I can get out of this. You know, hopefully a lot. Potatoes, rice, we have for a long time. A huge bag like that lasts me maybe a couple months. So, but I don't know. If I'm cooking more and not ordering, we'll see how long these things last. So yeah, that's it. That's it for this haul. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments how much you typically spend on groceries.
More than that, but I have healthy options. Like, you just made me feel so much better about the way I eat and shop. Seriously, like,
Per month or every week or whatever you want. It varies for us because we order out a lot. So I'm trying to nip that in the bud and try to just cook. So stay tuned for a cooking video. Like I said, I want to cook some things. So stay tuned for that. Probably the next video to come out. And of course, I'll see you in a live stream. Bye, guys.
yay. I can't wait to be bored to death. Yay. Looking forward to it. If she's losing weight, I'll be back to my size 00 next week. I don't give a F to be size. So yeah. Yeah, just get a meal delivery service. Why not? She shops for food and not for, that's that part right there. Like, her grocery hauls, we're just seeing what she's going to eat all in one day. Like, that's pretty much it. You've been trying not to not order out the whole time. She's going to order out in like a day. Like, by tomorrow, she'll be ordering out again. There's no food in her food. It's mostly snacks and drinks, which is why she stays like hungry all the time. She's not eating anything her body is actually like wanting, craving, needing. When you're eating a bunch of junk food, like, does it honestly fill you up? Like, think about that. When you're, sometimes, I mean, for a normal person, yeah, but like, I feel like when you eat junk, like, you're hungry again sooner than if you ate something actually like homemade and good for your body. And drinking water helps too, because a lot of times you think you're hungry and your body, like, when you're dehydrated, it mimics the same thing as hunger. So it's just wild to me though, like, no healthy snacks. Like, I know for me, the things I want to snack on, I really like, well, for breakfast, I usually do like a piece of avocado toast and cottage cheese or fruit. I'm a big fan of oatmeal. I'm a big fan of like somehow incorporating food and tea and something healthy into my breakfast, because that starts like your whole day. So oftentimes if you wake up and you're eating like shit, you eat something bad, you go for those donuts or whatever, like, you're eating like crap the rest of the day, right? Because you started your day that way. So like eating something healthier, like right now, like, I was hungry when we were watching Who the F Did I Marry? I went and got a granola bar instead of like 8 pounds of cheese, you know? It's all about making healthier options and or choosing healthier options and doing things like putting things into your body that are going to keep you at least full for a while. And I don't know, I feel like you guys probably all know this. Everyone, if you find a series you think the group would shoot it. Oh, yes. Yes, we need a new series after we finish Who the F Did I Marry? So if you guys know of any rabbit holes we should go down, let me know. Let me know. I'm open to everything. It's not satiating. Yeah, it's not. Hugh said, everyone's opinions are welcome. If you have something that won't be copyright, your opinion is welcome too. You will get credit. Definitely, definitely. All right, you guys, I'm going to go for now because I want to come back tonight. It'll probably be later. I'm gonna say sometime between like 10 and 11 my time. So keep an eye out for me later. We're gonna finish the rest of the series we started today. I'm hoping there's more after that. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. But if not, I'm on the lookout for the next rabbit hole to go down. You feel what you eat, so eat good at least once in a while. Yeah. And you guys want to know something too that I didn't realize was like actually important. I eat really, really well, but like, I have this thing about caffeine, right? Like, in a lot of ways, because I'm unmedicated ADHD, I feel like it evens me out. But also, I kind of survive off of it, like prayer and caffeine. That's how I get through my day. But so I started researching, like, why do people drink warm water? Is warm water better for you? And like, I fell down this rabbit hole of all the benefits of like starting your day with warm water and drinking it throughout. I will tell you, and sometimes I'll even put tea. Like, I'm really into this Von B tea. It's like honey, lemon, citron tea. But anyways, starting my mornings off, and I've been doing it for a number of days now, with warm water, or if there's tea, it's something, it gets your body moving and going and wakes you up, and it just does something, and it kind of sets the tone for my day. I feel like I'm starting my days in like really good moods now. I'm not all sluggish and like dreading, like, oh God, there's 1,800 more hours in the day. How am I going to survive it all? Like, I don't feel that way now. And I've been drinking at least like 4 cups of warm water a day. And it just does something. It wakes me up. My body feels better. I swear it's doing something for like my inflammation and pain. It's just, I'm telling you guys, try it. If you survive off caffeine like me and you don't know how you're going to get through the day, like, try adding cups of warm water. It gets like, something going. It gets something going. When your body is cold, I think it shuts something down. Yeah. I don't like warm water, but I know that hot coffee will help suppress my appetite and iced coffee does not. Oh, gotcha. I heard that about it. It gets you going. It wakes me up. I'm telling you, I start out with a big cup in the morning of warm water. Sometimes I put my Von B in there, but it wakes you up. It wakes you up and you don't feel so sluggish. You just don't. 10 p.m. Pacific time. Yes. Oh, and apple cider vinegar. I wish I could actually stand the taste because I feel good when I take it for a few days, but that taste is just so bad for me. Like, I don't know. It really kills me. Pickle juice. Yes, pickle. Sometimes I crave it, but I don't know. Every once in a while, like pickle juice sounds really good. I haven't drank it in a while. It's been 365 days. I'm making myself sound addicted to pickle juice. All right, you guys, I'm going to go for now, but look for me later. So Erin put the times 10 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Mountain time, 12 a.m. Central, 1 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, Erin. All right, you guys have a great day, great evening, wherever you are. And don't watch the rest without me. Okay, don't watch the rest of the series without me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.